my buddy Dash for this episode of Double Take. Dave, I just said joined by Dash, but we're joined by Dash
Talking
and
in
Dave.
the third person. That's
The way
weird.
The way you feel.
Well, heidi ho, everybody. Happy Saturday evening. You know what that means. It is the call-in show Saturday evening. Silly season, or silly with 3 L's, as if you guys have seen it in the thumbnail. And just for the record, everybody, because you've heard me say it, Blaze Plays says first comment. He is here, so he gets dibs. Unfortunately for everyone else, do better. Sincerely, the Turin Giant.
Jeez. You changed the camera. That was not your camera angle when we started here.
No, I just extended my lens. Should I make it? Yeah, I should probably make it smaller because you guys are seeing my full body. But yeah, see, look, I'm not a pudgy fat guy behind a camera like most things. But Dave saying, yo, Kamika saying, hey guys, Blaze, sup? David again with the Forza Ferrari. Hopefully you guys pull something out in Canada tomorrow. Maybe
it was a bad qualifying. Bad. It was bad. It was bad again.
Bad, huh?
Bad.
Yeah. Not that good, huh?
But we will be doing a watch along. I will be. Dash is gonna work like a chump. But I'm gonna try to root for Ferrari and see what happens. I just don't know anymore. Lance Stroll's the Canadian kid. It's in Canada. Maybe. Aston Martin. But I'm jumping on a bandwagon at this point because Ferrari's been so bad. But whatever. That's tomorrow. Let's move on. It ended 15 minutes ago. It's like fresh off the pack. Yeah, fresh off the presses there.
It's okay, buddy. Just breathe. Just breathe.
It was fine. It was crap.
So Blaze is saying I gotta go. He's in and out in 50 seconds. Sounds like my love life. Just kidding.
Gotcha,
Just kidding. Yeah. Anyways, we're past the threshold, so we can say whatever we want. Yusuf coming in saying, "What's up, Dash with no beard? Let's go."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you always look weird.
I know I look like I'm a little boy with no beard. And Misak coming in saying, hello, what the fuck, Dash, you did to me? Technically, I did it before you did a while ago, but I did follow suit. I had to, trim it down a little bit. It's kind of a funny story. You guys, you know what? I'll open this up and I'll give you guys a little bit of a laugh. So, when you're trimming your beard and while you're trimming, you're kind of in the zone, you accidentally knock the...
You took too much.
So my thing has a knob. The top of my shaver, it has a knob. And
isn't it for shaving your knob?
Touche. But oui. But I was trimming my beard and my finger nicked the setting and it lowered it and it just looked disgusting. And I was like, yeah, I have to get rid of this all.
That's the worst. That's the worst.
Damn it. I was pissed. I was sitting there. I'm like, can I pull this off? Can I pull this off? And I was looking at it kind of, taking a shot, profile view. It's like the only time I actually look at my face. And then it was just like, no, this is not salvageable. So time to turn into a 15-year-old. So sorry, folks that secretly have a crush on me. I am underage until my beard grows back.
Oh, man.
So,
you think David, you have any crushes there on the internet? Some weirdos?
Who knows? People want my feet pics. Anyways, Dave saying this could also be a clone Dash. It could be. Hypothetically speaking. I don't know. It might be, might not be.
There's that doppelganger as well.
Yeah, there is. I do have a doppelganger. Mm-hmm. So, Misak saying he was using it to shave his knob. Gross. Nobody uses the same razor for the same 2 different spots. Come on now, guys. Come on. We're gentlemen and scholars here. We don't do that kind of stuff like that.
It's a tough economy though. You can't afford to.
Just go to the dollar store, get a cheap ass razor.
Oh, you can't put a cheap razor. Come on, you got to treat them a little nicer than that.
No, I wasn't saying down there. I was saying up top. You can make a compromise. The bottom, the carpet, you need to actually have a good steam cleaner. If you catch my drift, But
oh boy! All right, so guys, the link is already right there. If you want to hop in, there's no real rhyme or reason to this particular show. It really is silly season as of yesterday. I'm declaring it. It's silly season. the floodgates all of a sudden is like bam, bam, bam. The notifications are all over the place. All the rumors.
I know our Discord was lively. Dave had a hard time catching up for once, so I thought that was interesting. So we've got that. We're
What
wearing
is
our
this?
white
Oh.
shirt and glasses. What are we doing? Are we all matching now? Is like everybody coming in with a white
Dash,
t-shirt?
Dave, just remove your shirt. Wear a wife beater too. Like we will be the wife beater giants.
That's I know
Chilling
really.
giants.
That's gonna be it. Wife beater giants. WG.
Oh my god!
We're
There's
switching.
way
See,
too
this
much
is-
chest hair for that.
I know.
This
I
is
do
Sky
too, but
Arabia
make
behind me with Al Allegri and Lele Al Dani, okay, fighting over about what kind of football they're gonna play and stuff.
Oh, I thought they were fighting over DeCilio, but that works
Yeah,
too.
Lele doesn't want the Shilio.
Did
She
you make
wants some
this?
Argentinian.
Did you go to your way to make this for today?
No,
Or
of
is-
course
or
not.
is
I
this
stole
like a
it from
thing?
Italian Twitter.
Okay.
They already
all right.
was starting a meme for 1 week ago about how Sky Sport was gonna be in Qatar and Saudi, and this is what it's gonna be.
Okay. I was not tracking that. Who's it? Frankie. Frankie makes some dank memes, as the kids call them.
Dink.
But this isn't dank. This is class.
He's
This
like,
not
this
dank.
is good. This is great quality.
This is top. But the meme I sent about the Chukwueke evolution Pokemon, it's top tier meme. The one I sent on Discord. That's like S tier that I just found. Where you know how have you ever played Pokemon?
Yeah,
the game?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I had a
Do you
childhood.
know that one called Eve, right? That you can make it to different types?
Yeah, Eevee.
Yes, Eevee. So basically, they replaced Eevee with Chukwueke, the name.
Okay.
And if you go in football and put Chukwueke, there's like 12, 13 versions of Chukwueke, like a Chukwueke, Chukwueke.
Oh, I
Okay, so
saw
they made
that.
Oh,
They
yeah,
said
yeah,
that
yeah,
borderline
yeah. I
version
saw
of
that.
it.
The borderline racist. I was like,
yeah,
as soon
I
as I
saw
saw
that.
it, I'm like,
That's
was that
But
still on?
that's-
that's like
It's still
really
like
skirting.
it's on the fine line of racism and funny.
It's
more
very
funny.
fun. Absolutely.
So
Anyways.
kind of going into what Dave's talking about here about clubs and the players that we want in the clubs. So breaking news / kind of we knew this coming into this. Mr. Kulusevski has been officially sold to Tottenham for 30 million. Honestly, that's not bad. Originally, it was 35. They knocked it down 5 million to 30.
okay.
Bianconeri Zone is absolutely lighting couches on fire and losing their shit, saying that we got our pants
They're
dropped.
stupid. Anyway,
I was going to be a little bit
man.
more polite, but without, I kind of want to talk about that because I wanna
I'm
know-
Middle Eastern. I say this fact. Okay.
so like the thing is like I don't understand like unless Ale rates Kulusevski at like 50 or 60 million, I don't understand how he has that rating for Kulu because Kulu played absolutely atrocious at Tottenham. He had like a little bit of a spurt when he was
6
initially
months.
loaned out. 6 months.
Yeah,
of
the first
decency.
6 months.
So like, look, I don't think anyone in the right mind would pay anything more than 30 for Kulu. Like we paid 45 for him and he had a good 6 months at Parma. So it's
He's
like
not English. That's I get facts. He is not English. So that's why the cost is low. He isn't owned by a club in the Premier League. So that's why the cost is low. So and he is a poor player. That's why the cost is low. Plus he had throughout the last 7 months like 1 assist or 2 assists, something like that, 0 goals. Yeah, so like
he
are you
wasn't a
mentally
consistent starter. He wasn't a starter. He was a bench player.
because he was always injured too. So either you are insane or you do not accept the fact that the guy has a contract expiring in 2024. The obligatory requirement doesn't meet because Tottenham was shit. They couldn't make it to top 4. Okay, they had a very poor season, and he was one of the reasons they were poor because he couldn't help his team because he's a poor player. God's sake. Okay, 30 million. Thank you, God. They took 30 million. They were saying 20 million, which honestly, he is a 20 million player. He isn't something more. I don't get the guy people that rate him. He's like Bambi on ice when he has the ball. He's like Bernardeschi during Pirlo's season. Remember him? How he was slipping around? Same, but Swedish.
So, so the thing is like Dave kind of had the official report from Juve there. We actually made a plus Valenza for 12.5. So, guys, next season we're going to be losing 15 points in January. Just let you guys know for the heads up there. So, because to be honest with you, well, I think it's going to be more so just because of the valuation of the contract and whatnot. I'm actually surprised we made a profit of 12.5.
Wait, Dash, wait until the what's the name? We sell McKenny and Zakaria, and we don't know what happens with Arthur and stuff. And then Kine will come knocking on our doors saying, 25 points.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I'm a little bit curious because the thing is like, how did we get 12.5 positive out of that?
12.8.
Yeah.
Because we bought him for 35 million. Plus 10 million in bonuses, which we didn't meet because we have been poor last 3 seasons, including with Pirlo. Okay, we didn't win Scudetto, so there was no bonuses for him. Goal scoring, I don't think he even reached double-digit goals with us. Like he was like 8 or 9 the total season, but more assists than goals. Anyway, I don't know, but I just know that he didn't meet the 10 million bonuses.
Do you remember what the initial loan payment was?
10 million, 10 million
that's
loan
that's the profit.
plus, that's not the profit, plus 35 million. Okay, we bought him in 2019 for a 4.5-year contract. His contract was finishing in what's the name this year. He was finishing his contract this year, so it was amortized. We had already amortized about all of his what's the name contract, so there was like 10 million left. So you made this much. They aren't even counting the 10 million loan fee even, so that's like 22.8 million total.
Perfect. So technically, yeah, there we go. We actually sold him for, well, in theory, with all the numbers, with the loan fees and all that stuff, technically 40. Technically sold him for 40. So
20 plus,
yeah,
which
so
is great.
yeah. So unfortunately, Bianconeri Zone, we couldn't sell him for 60. We're absolute failures in a banter club. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
absolute
I see
disappointment.
Dan there in the comments is also using Aston Martin as a backup team in Formula One. Ferrari.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I was gonna say
always have a backup plan. You know, when in case shit at the fans with Ferrari, you just go to the other one.
Yeah, and Nico pulled on second in a Haas, which is absurd. So
I don't know who that guy is, but good. Good.
He's been around. But
I just know the main actors of Formula One. Anyway, we have been a lot of news lately.
We do. So the other thing that I think this is kind of funny. I don't know. This is from Giovanni Albanese, but apparently Elon Musk has inquired about Juventus as a potential buyer.
That's got to be a joke.
It was.
Come on.
It's got to be banter.
No,
it has to be banter.
No, it's one of those
what is it?
Twitter ITK guys. You know,
yeah.
like you've like what was his name? Salt and Pepper or something like that.
No, it's Salvador Biscotti. Something like that.
It's Salvatore, man, Jesus! Some people take him seriously.
I know. I had to bring it up as a joke to see how someone would react to it.
Like some Algerian doofus that just created the name Salvatore Biscotti, and everybody finds it hilarious.
I know.
Quotes him and shit.
My favorite is the Allegri parody account. Like sometimes it just has like some.
Oh, I love him. I love him.
Like the
one with the
parody.
blue check.
Yep, that one is just beautiful because like he just kind of sits there and just lurks and then just waits for the right time to comment on something, and it's just beautiful every single time. So, guys, we also have the link up as well, so don't be afraid to join in too. Hop in there as well. So I think this is the one player that we want to talk about as well, is Casadei, because I believe Chelsea said no, because originally there was a rumor that there was going to be a Dusan for 60 million and Casadei, but I think Chelsea said no.
No.
He is
it's
Italian Frank Lampard.
Yeah, Italian Frank Lampard. Nobody's coming to us. Forget it. He's gonna go. He's gonna go to either. Yeah, no, seriously, he is an Italian Frank Lampard. If you play,
I just love it. It just sounds fun.
yeah, he is really good. Great timing, great finishing, very industrious midfielder. Very physical and physically gifted. Honestly, like his stature is 1.85 meters. Like it's okay for the midfielder. It's tall, and
Everything we wanted Moretti to be. Big and strong.
Miretti is okay, big and strong. Like he should drink more milk. Anyway, him and Miretti were very good partnership in the middle of the park for the. It was under 19 Euros, I think, last year. Miretti was the captain and he was leading our team to success, but they failed in the final. I remember they lost in the final. Anyway, he's a
As
very good
Italian
player.
teams do.
Yeah, we always lose finals. Anyway, but I think we shouldn't. He's not gonna be a good name. He's like one of those Giovanni Albanese names. You just throw it into the wind and then see if it sticks, kinda.
Well,
I don't think we have.
So
Yeah, no way.
So Dan wants to know your opinions on De Zerbi. It's not me, it's you this time.
Me, De Zerbi.
Yeah, Dan's saying, Misak, your opinions on De
Why are
Zerbi.
we still on?
Look, he
Zerbi?
is a great innovator of football. Like he has created a new style with with its principles, but it has a lot of flaws. You can, if there is one thing, if you are a team that adapts, that doesn't have only one style of player, like the plan A and nothing else, which is what modern football is, which is high press, high intensity, and high line. You play like that against the Zerbi, you'll get scored on a lot, so you lose most of the games. But if you have a brain, like most Italian teams have, and sit back and let him try to come at you, it's just two passes on the sides and you're through on goal, okay? Because his defensive shape is a freaking rectangle of 6 players. So he has like a rectangle of 6 and 4 attackers. So yes, it's like, how you make sorry about a dick picture, but the opposite way. Like the balls are up and then the dick is down. That's
You
how
have to say dick pic so it rhymes.
Yeah, dick pick formation.
Yeah, okay,
anyway, that's how we defends. His offense is more into like it's very good. If you
Does
play
it curve
against
to the
monsters.
left or does it curve to the right?
No,
Yeah, which side do you
straight.
overload on?
Straight.
It's pure Viagra. It's pure Viagra, like this.
Straight through the center. Target man.
Pa. Oh my god,
Oh.
Timmy Chestnuts.
Jesus. Okay.
So yeah, I think we need to talk about Timmy Chestnuts because this is the guy. We're just that's our channel's nickname for him, Chestnuts.
Oh man, I love how obvious it is. Just like
It's
I know
gonna be it.
castagna means chestnuts. I did actually know that, but I never linked it out because it's not my native tongue until you just said it. And I'm like,
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be it.
French. Castagna is
It's it.
chestnut.
yeah,
There it
no, but it's just funny.
Bro, he is roasted. He is roasted chestnuts. He is finished. Why are we looking at the roasted chestnuts, man? It's not winter. It's fucking 50 degrees outside in where I live. 50 Celsius. It's hot. I
Right.
don't eat chestnuts now.
Okay, wow. Strong opinion.
Tell Yusuf
Just-
we are talking about football.
Hey, Yusuf, here I got this. Yusuf and Bones, this is for you guys.
The following program is rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
There you go, guys. You guys good? We're good now.
And chestnuts. Anyway, talk about chestnuts. Man, he is one of the reasons, like not the main reason, of course, the guy, like you cannot blame the relegation of Leicester on one guy, but he was extremely poor with like Alexandro mistakes, but on hashish, like full on.
So hold on, hashish. That's like it just chills you out a little bit. So you're just saying he's like.
I thought you were about to
He's
say.
so calm.
I thought
He's
you were about to
dead.
say straight chada or something like that, or a maniac. Like, jeez.
Chara is shit. Okay,
Yeah, that's
but
what I was saying. I thought you were gonna be
no,
like straight
hashish,
chada.
he is he is loose. Like he is loose. There's nothing in there. If you watch him,
that's what
like
she said.
he is late in every tackle, every interception. He is late and causes a mistake. So he is like on hashish. Like he is sedated. Okay, I'm not saying hashish sedates you, but it makes you
No,
relax. It's very good.
yeah, I get it. I totally...
Look, I will not promote using external substances on a YouTube channel. Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay, do not try hashish if you want to, okay? But do not try hashish.
Darn. So there goes our 15 cents for this video. So much for
shots.
monetization.
What? No,
There it
I'm
is.
promoting anti-drug education, no drug taking, guys. Please.
Yeah, it's horrible.
If you want
Don't do it.
drugs and to be calm and stuff, watch Allegri's football. You know,
Yeah.
it can make you fall asleep.
Dave, haram habits.
No, Habibis, not habits. Are you going
Okay.
Oh my
Haram
goodness.
habits.
So, kind of going back on lasagna or chestnuts here. That's it. We're coining chestnuts. That's going to be the term here on out.
Man,
So if you guys,
imagine we get Kevin lasagna, fagioli, and chestnuts.
that's going to be
like-
awesome.
I wanted Jesus as well. I had this whole idea, right? So it would have been a priest who was a cat holding what was it? Chiesa. So you're in the
Beans?
church, right? So you had the Chiesa. Yeah, holding, so the cat was holding a chalice of beans. That was the whole idea.
Chalice.
That's
Chalice,
interesting.
because
Chalice.
Chiesa is just whatever. It doesn't matter. You have the cat doing the
Chalice is a
blessing.
church. Chiesa is a church.
No, I know, but you're in the church. I'm just saying you have a
Ah.
chalice of beans, so you have Nicky Beans in there.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're not just gonna have a can of beans. You put them in something churchy, which is.
Okay, fine. I can say
See what I'm
a plate of
saying?
beans.
I had a shirt
Like a-
made for this.
Yes. Oh, man.
Turngiants.com. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
yeah, we that's a good idea. Like or a cat just in a church. You know.
Yeah,
That
But
also
then you have
can
the
mean
beans,
like.
and then I
also can
wanted Jesus, Gabriel Jesus, and then I would have had him on the crucifix behind the priest, which would have been like.
You know, I was
Pro-
like a cat in a church, and then I was like, maybe like it would also mean like Fede, like Gatti and Chiesa were having some sexual tension, like he was
in the
inside,
church,
but
which is
no,
what I
in
mean.
a church. But let's not go there.
See, I
And-
think
Yeah.
I think Gatti is a little bit too aggressive to kind of have any tension with Chiesa. Like he's just not a romantic. You just punch him like he punched Crava.
I mean,
he's
they're
a
cats
masochist.
anyways. Does it really
He
matter?
likes.
Touche.
Imagine he likes BDSM.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's
very-
go back
very
to
well.
chestnuts.
So chestnuts. Leicester want 15 million for him, which I think is outrageous. But again, I have to take it to scale because 15 million. Most Premier League teams use 15 million to wipe their ass with how much money they have.
Yeah.
So, because you think for a relegating side, you would think it'd be under 10 million. Personally,
ask-
I'm
yeah.
gonna go down the limit. I said if he's there for 5 or 6, I'm okay
Okay.
with it. I don't have an issue with it. I know
Yeah.
Misak hates me for it because you want
No.
Singo from Torino.
Yeah. If I'm gonna pay 15
like
million,
Singo.
if I'm gonna give 15 million euros, let me get something that's gonna give me money back in the future. Chestnuts is not gonna give me anything in the future. He's there. His contract is gonna end. He's gonna leave maximum. Like that's the best we can go. Wilfred Singo is just is the same age as Vlahovic, as 22, 23. He has 2 goals, 2 assists in Torino side that doesn't score goals. Let's be honest. If I saw his new FBRF stats and stuff, like he is a good dribbly boy. Like he dribbles very, very well. Can progress. Not very good with his like creating chances. More of a finishing chances. Like he does the penetration and stuff. So, if you're gonna spend 15 million euros, you go to Wilfred Singo. If you're gonna spend 5 million between Emil Holm and Timothy Chestnuts, I go Chestnuts. Fine. If it's 5 million, but 15 million.
I don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
this whole kid. I mean, let's get him off the books too. What's the deal with?
He is bad. He is Dicilio, but bad, and Swedish,
even
which is
here.
bad.
Dave, did you type the name in right?
It should be the Orm with the
No.
O with the thing.
I did H0. Like,
You did H0.
No,
like,
but
what am I
H2O.
I still
Are we
don't.
doing
Oh,
chemistry?
there's so many. Emil, I guess I know his
Like
first name.
this
don't I?
one, like the O, like this. With the
Here we
slash
go.
inside.
I found him.
Yeah,
guys.
here. Emil Holm, 5 million.
Yeah, like
Also
I
young.
Dude,
I
that
obviously
kid
know of him
looks
because I've
like
seen
look
him
at his
play.
profile picture, man. Poor kid looks like he's on straight Hasash.
we just got rid of our Swede.
I was gonna make a joke, but I think we will get destroyed.
Poor kid looks like he's stoned on that picture.
The kid looks like on the spectrum scale, bro. What
Oh
are
my
you talking
goodness.
about?
Oh my goodness.
That's the kind of shit that gets you banned.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
gets us in trouble.
Jesus Christ.
With
Who
respect
invited
to
this
people.
guy? Jeff's here.
You,
Hopefully
you put
somebody's
this link
Jeff's
there.
gonna simmer you down. Jeff, welcome in.
Hey,
Simmer
how's
this
it going,
man down.
guys? Can you hear me?
Yep, we
Yeah.
can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
we need some
okay.
balance to Misak here.
Show the picture. Show the picture. Am I right or wrong? Did you hear what I said?
Oh, I can hear you guys for sure.
No,
what
wait.
I said before.
Oh my goodness.
Does
No, we're
he
not
look-
doing this. We're
does
not
he
doing
Okay,
look
this.
anyways,
like
let's just move
We're
on.
not-
guy
we're-
on the
let's just-
spectrum scale?
We're not doing this. Alrighty.
Okay,
So,
you know
But
what?
he
Let's
plays
move.
like a
Let's
guy
move
on the
on.
Okay, let's
We're
move
gonna-
on.
we're
He
gonna move
plays
on.
like a guy on the spectrum scale, okay?
Okay,
He
back
has
to
no
this guy.
connection. Yeah, I love this guy.
Okay, back to this guy.
He's a stud, but we're not gonna get him. So,
So,
let's forget about him.
yeah, it's looking unlikely, but I think one of the things with SMS that we're looking at is I believe Maurizio Sarri is interested in Zakaria. So there is
That's
a
a lie.
potential for it is a lie. I guess it is a lie. Just
It's
kidding.
a lie. Okay,
No,
it's a
but
lie now.
it's a lie now. But
What was the
I'm
source?
telling
Is
you.
Is it just going off
It's
source?
Il Messaggero.
Oh, is that where it came from?
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
Okay.
Like it is like it rhymes with Messaggero. Like it is the same newspaper. You could use it for massage and stuff. Let's go. If you're gonna go, like, I wish it was SMS. And like Romeo Agresti told me, like, yeah, we're going for SMS, and I would be, straight De Zerbi formation. But honestly, what the poor rumors, man. And Zakaria is not at all a Saudi player. He has none of the skill sets for a Saudi player. He has basically not. I don't see any technical ability in the guy to play as in the Saudi build.
So I believe Lazio is asking Sarri to see what's his take on him before really deciding on the offer. But because it's weird because 1 week it was Artur, now it's Zakaria, and then
Take them both.
it
Look,
is
yeah, take 'em
yeah,
both.
take them both.
But Artur makes sense. If they told me Artur, it makes a lot of sense. No, like he is. If I look at him, fine. He's physically a dwarf, but technically he matches what Sarri wants.
So, do you think Artur would even accept a move to Lazio at this point?
I think he would. The salary, no way.
I don't
But how
think
we
he has
can
a choice though. Like, to be honest, like, where else is he gonna go? I don't think any other big club is gonna like accept him right off the bat. So he's gonna have to get what he gets.
he can get where I hoped Allegri to go in Saudi and get a lot of money.
For sure.
He could do
I
that
hope.
actually. Yeah.
But
That sounds
but
for
the
that.
current rumors, I think, say Spain, with maybe Sevilla that's interested in him. Which, okay, fine. He is like a La Liga type player, and some teams in Italy. So maybe, but his salary is so high. It's like 6 million euros.
I want to pivot for a bit because we always talk about this guy, SMS. I mean, sure, we all want him. He's expensive. Could we afford him? I mean, we can beat that one around the bush all day.
Yeah.
There's some other. I just want to go a different direction for a second.
Okay.
Berardi. Have you guys heard the rumors that perhaps he might be leaving Sassuolo?
That's like
Yeah.
every summer.
Every summer it's the same same
Jeff,
thing.
have
He
you heard this
stays-
one yet?
I haven't
Yeah.
heard the Berardi one, but yeah, I mean, I hear it like on and off that he's like always linked to some club.
Okay, so you
I
guys
don't
all
know.
agree this is ridiculous then, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
Okay.
Say,
Because I
Dave,
just wanted to
remember?
call that out because I'm like, hold on, what? Berardi? That guy doesn't leave.
Yeah, he doesn't
Look-
leave. He has like his own house and his own room in the stadium.
Yeah, this is the
Reminds
kind
me
of guy
the
that's
Di
35.
Natale of Sassuolo.
He's
Yeah,
what? Sorry.
Like the Di Natale of Sassuolo.
I
Pretty
was
much.
gonna just say the same thing. Remember in 2010, 2011 years where Di Natale would be always linked to Juventus, coming to Juventus and stuff, and nothing happens. The guy eventually retired in Udine. Like that's Berardi. Like he is the Di Natale of the green and black.
Okay, so Antonio's asking this question here. What are the chances we get both Fratesi and Cassidy, which would mean
0.
Rabio bye and probably Moretti?
0. 0%
Yeah,
on
probably
both.
not. Probably
It
not.
is not likely.
You don't think Fratesi at all?
I don't think so because it
No,
looks like
Casade at all.
Casade is not leaving at all. Like
I don't think
he's-
Cassidy's leaving.
I don't think he's leaving Chelsea. I think Chelsea's going to keep him, if not loan it to a different club, a more lower tier club. But
Because
Yeah, that's what-
Juve want to buy, they don't want to loan.
yeah, Juve
No.
want to buy him.
They're looking for
Yeah.
something to build on.
Yeah,
For sure.
Exactly.
So, with Fratesi, I think, and I don't know, maybe IFTV jumped the gun, but I saw it on IFTV that apparently Inter and Sassuolo have agreed on a 2-year loan.
Bullshit.
So it is. You're
Okay.
calling it BS?
All my
Oh, yeah, of
Interisti
course.
friends
Firstly,
are
you
going
said
crazy.
Okay, so they don't say anything accurate. Secondly, there is anything confirmed. Sassuolo is just basically penny pinching everybody around, like us, Roma, Inter. One day he's coming to us, one day to Roma, one day to Inter. Nothing is solid at the moment. The only thing
Well,
that's
Sounds
solid.
like his agents playing games, pretty much. It's
No,
like
no, not
literally
even the
one day
agents.
Roma, one day Juve, one day Inter, next
So-
day Milan.
So you're
It's-
Inter fans, though. You said they're going crazy. Like, are they
They were
believing
like
everything?
so happy, yeah. They were like, I was my Instagram group. I have like 2 buddy of mine, good kids, but you know, Interisti.
They're
I think-
Interisti.
Yeah, but Interisti, you know,
Like, I think it's a.
they
Like,
have a
it's
medical condition.
I think
Anyway,
it's like the extra chromosome for like.
Oh,
the
come
sport.
on, guys! Like,
Jeez, man.
I didn't
you're
say
supposed to be in the
chromosome.
balance here.
I know.
No, but we are saying the facts. Like, if you're Interisti, you have some.
Okay, well, those were not. Those were. Come on.
I'm just
Come
being-
on.
I'm just-
I
I'm
know
just
you're all
being-
joking. I know we're all joking, but like we're on
Do I
the
look like I'm joking? Do I look like I'm joking?
Absolutely.
I can make a lot of my own jokes right now. That would get me canceled.
Okay. Yes.
Nah.
Now,
I have a-
Fratesi, yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a feeling with Fratesi, we might take him just like we took Bremer from Inter, because I know they were saying that Inter was trying to get Bremer from last season. I feel like we might do the same thing. I have like a gut
Top
feeling.
blocking. Yeah.
My only concern is just running a midfield of, I don't know. It's just because the thing is I still think Locatelli needs to take steps forward. I just like, I love Locatelli, but at the same time, there's holes to his game where I'm like, there's got to be some more improvement on the offensive phase. And it's like, you pair him with Fratesi because, like, for example, I hate saying this, but like Pogba, you know, he's not a definite starter because of his health, but yeah, Fratesi, Fagioli, and Locatelli were like, it sounds great on paper, but for some reason, I'm not too excited about that as your midfield
What?
because you don't have, so like, for example, Fagioli's size and his movement isn't the greatest, and then again, like, for example, Locatelli is going to be your main anchor, and then I don't see Fratesi as a ball playing midfielder, as a really solid ball playing midfielder.
Look,
I got
The
one
thing is-
question. Would you consider Fagioli like a regista role? I just
I
saw
see-
it in the air.
I see him more as a cam.
A cam.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
so when he was with the youth at Juve, they played him all across the front line, and again behind, playing as like a 10. Because, like, for example, Fagioli's that more advanced role, and then this is kind of where my gripe is with Allegri more so is like, he has to switch to a 4-2-3-1. Like, it makes sense with the disposal that you have, but
Okay,
whether
so speaking of the 4-2-3-1, we get more and more, like, we're looking at all these left backs, right backs. So we have to put them in. And I'm trying to load up the frickin' screen and it's not working. But
I was.
Pavard.
Meanwhile, try to load it.
It gave up on me. But I'm trying to get Pavard.
Oh no!
I
So
heard
the
about it,
Vlahovic,
I heard
add
that
in
Bayern
Pavard.
was, like, wanted Vlahovic for Pavard, and
I
extra
just-
cash.
Look,
Because
Is it
I can
good?
only imagine, but it just Misak, you're already like losing your mind on it.
yeah, because he's the guy that earns like 7-8 million a year, coming to a club like us, which we are trying to downsize, and he doesn't. He's not a guy that should be earning 7-8 million a year. He's like a Danilo type, like a 3.5, 4 million. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's too
gonna-
much.
I don't want Pavard. I do not want, like, if he comes, fine, but I'm not gonna be crazy batshit going insane like some others do. But I'm saying just be smart with your acquisitions. Now, talking about the 4-2-3-1, I don't think we can pull it off because
Mhm.
physicality in the base of your midfield is non-existent without And plus Pogba. Ideal scenario. In your dream scenario, you have Pogba.
This is Pavard's transfer market page, by the way.
Exactly.
It says 502 bad gateway. I
It's
thought you
saying
were
it's
about to
a
say
bad
404.
You have to
Error
play-
not found.
This team has to play in a 3-man mid, okay? 3-man mid. In any way, with a balance where either the right side, left side should go up and act as a 10, but should be an 8 that can penetrate and stuff. Fratesi is a great phase 3, phase 4. A phase, like, you know how there is the building sequence we call phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. It depends on which side of the pitch you are in, how near you are to your goal is the phase 1, which is near. Phase 2 is just behind your midline. Phase 3 is above the midline, and phase 4 is in the attacking 18, like that time. Fratesi is a phase 3, phase 4 guy. Like, he is in the attacking third most of the time, and he has a lot of. He's great in through balls. He's great in penetration runs. Fagioli does kind of the same in the right half space of a phase 3, phase 4. So basically, you have guys, okay, 2 guys that act in the same area of the pitch that are good ceiling raisers. Ceiling raisers are players that can create chances or score from chances, like the guys that can elevate your game in that way. But our problem is the floor raiser is Locatelli.
Yeah, that's the issue with running a 3 midfielder.
Locatelli cannot, still hasn't able to raise the floor of our team.
Yeah, and that's
now
the issue.
if we have a coach, even though I don't rate Inzaghi a lot, but what he has done with his midfield is all three of his midfielders have to play in each of the build-up of the phases. Okay, they can play in each of the build-ups. So one can act as the regista, but even though he's not a regista, one can act as the ceiling raiser, one as a floor raiser, and everybody does it perfectly. And that's how your team can be. Such a boy, I like it. I like it a lot.
You got him distracted. He's like going. He's like, "Ooh, such a boy."
Such a boy. Anyway, no. Seriously, we don't have a coach for that because our coach's main job is he isn't the guy that's gonna teach them what to do. He wants them already to do it. Well, what he already thinks they can do, which it's impossible because they're children, and they don't have the level that automatic level of executing what he wants. Okay, so we need somebody that teaches them, and we're not gonna have that. So in my opinion, we need somebody that's now giving us a fact now. Fratesi doesn't do it. If you're gonna spend 40 freaking million on tune Fratesi, instead I go pay 40 million on tune Cup miners and give them somebody else. I don't care if you're gonna give Miretti, even though I love Miretti. If you're gonna give them Miretti, give them Miretti. It's okay. Give them Miretti because right now our teams need something right now to help our squad to qualify to top 4 next year because we need that money. We need that money and prestige to actually start continuing our build-up.
All right,
Okay?
Misak, take a breath. Grab some water. Grab some water.
Breathe.
Jack.
No, but he's not wrong, and that's one of the things that I have an issue with Allegri's 3-man midfield is we don't have a ball-playing midfielder. That's again a deep holder or regista. Like for example, I think the thing that we can and I'll kind of touch on Pulisic and I'm shortly. That game was bonkers. It was absolutely wild.
Nobody
I thought I was
cares
watching.
about America.
Yeah, I get that, but nobody cares about Canada outside of Julia Grosso. So there.
Well,
boom.
I mean, she got her own YouTube video. Just saying.
I know. But so kind of talking about it though is so what Inzaghi does at Inter is for example, all of those midfielders that he runs and you can even look at his deeper midfielders like Brozovic, Chanologo, and Asliani. All
Who's
three of
this?
those. That's Julia Grosso and her sister.
She has gonna be engaged anyway.
Focus, Misak. Jesus.
Focus, my friend. Habibi, shwe.
Shwe. Okay.
But kind of looking at it, and Asliani actually did a pretty solid job today against Moldova. So big shout out to him.
I saw that game. Yeah,
Yeah,
he did pretty
Aslani.
well. I don't know how he did not start the game. That didn't make sense.
I was
but
shocked.
We got Bones in here.
That's the thing with the Albanian national team. Their managers are dog shit.
Even though you have a lot of great players,
we have no
a
motivation.
lot of promising players.
I know, really promising players, terrible man.
Okay, let's make sure Bones is linked up here.
Don't forget that Switzerland takes one part of our players as well. So
I know.
Yeah, don't forget that.
our best players. So Bones, what's going on, buddy?
Maybe he's not LinkedIn.
Maybe he just forgot.
He's
to
not
turn on his
LinkedIn.
mic.
All right, Bones, figure yourself out.
Mic isn't here.
He forgot it.
Your radio silence. All right.
So
And
kind of
no, we're not putting Ocho in net. Come on.
No, we're not going to do that. But so kind of talking about that. So I watched the CONCACAF semifinal it was more of a wrestling match instead of an actual semifinal. But Mexico and the United States, bent Mexico over and absolutely, gave them the goods. Pulisic,
3-0 again, right?
So yeah, he's saying Bones is saying put Ochoa in net and Pulisic looks good. I think that's what he's getting at.
Yeah, no, I think I said that in the Discord. I was like, guys, if we sign Pulisic, Juve have to make a contractual obligation to play Mexico at least once a year.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is like I was watching that game and I was really kind of interested in that striker that the United States got, Bogadu, I believe.
Jesus Christ, you murdered the guy's name.
I did.
Bolagan.
Bogadu. To be honest with you,
I think it's really hard to pronounce it.
I did it just
you're
to mess
hiding
around.
under
you guys.
You are hiding under my bed and you're gonna try to spook me. It's Bogadu underneath.
Oh my god! Eat another cheeseburger.
I was waiting for him to see if he would tear it up. I was waiting for him to see if he'd tear it up, and he didn't. So it was Pulisic on the other hand. Like Pulisic, that game looked like a freaking number 9. It was insane. And then Serginho Dest was like, "Hey, let me dribble this entire right side of the field, throw a dime, and then get into a fight with a guy and get sent off right after." But the one thing I do kind of want to call out Mexico is like Mexico is getting beat really bad. So then after they started losing the ball, they just started kicking U.S. players just to try to get them sent off for the final. Like grade A pettiness, like respect, but at the same time, now I have to listen to Dave tell me, "Oh my God, did you see Jonathan David run ramparts against the United States B team because all of our players got suspended from Mexico?"
Are you already making excuses?
I am.
You guys have 10 times the population of us.
Okay.
So I mean, we play on like frozen fields for 9 months of the year. Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves.
All of our athletes went over to the NFL. So what do you want me to do about it?
We had to go all American on the Caribbean islands and colonize a bunch of players. Everyone comes from like Jamaica or what's the other? I don't know. Those islands down there, the Caribbean. They're not even Canadians. We had to colonize them.
Jesus, Dave.
We turned our old British ways on the Caribbean and stole a bunch of soccer players.
So like kind of talking about Pulisic. I mean, if you get him under 20 million, what do you guys think as a rotational piece for that front line? He can play anywhere. No,
I've always kind of liked him.
No.
I think he could come back. I think we'll give him a chance.
Guys, let's focus. We cannot sign injury-prone players, okay?
Well, I mean, not as a starter.
Like a Dybala, like literally, he's very talented, very promising, but like I don't know if he's going to get injured or not. That's my only concern. But he definitely has the talent. I'm not concerned. Like he's competent for sure.
At his peak, Pulisic can play 3 months a season continuously, okay? Because he's that much injured. That plus Juventus means he is always injured. Like we have Pogba already, okay? That's why I want Zakaria like first ship back to Swiss cheese, my friend. Because
speaking of Paul, no, we got to talk about Paul.
Prone.
Yes, injury.
By the way, I am sharing my screen. I think for Bolagan.
Oh, yeah, we gotta
okay, I'm gonna touch on this on Paul Pogba because I got in my notes. He said the injuries I had this year were all due to mental problems.
Mental retardedness.
No season tests me as much as this one. My biggest win will be to overcome once and for all these non-sporting obstacles. So was he actually like?
Inshallah, Habibi. Anyway,
I don't know. I'm confused.
That's why I'm saying inshallah. Anyway,
wait, which player is this?
That was Pogba. That was Pogba's coach.
You know why he's saying mental? You know why mental? Because he used his mental capacity to not do the freaking surgery when he got injured in the first 1 week. And I know it because in the Discord before, you remember, I was telling you that no, he needs a surgery. And someone said, no, let the guy decide his own body. He knows his own body. Like, Jesus Christ, what are we? Professional medical, like we work in the medical
witch doctor said so.
The witch doctor said
not a
so.
doctor.
Hold on. No,
Not a
Misak, who you calling out? Just say it by name. Who you calling out?
Probably me.
Bugadoo, basically Bugadoo. I'm calling out.
That was me.
Okay.
No, 100%. I said, hey man, let the guy figure it out. I didn't
No,
realize he couldn't figure it out.
It's
Thank
not
God
you,
for
Dash.
holistic
It's not
medicine.
you.
I'll
It's
tell you that.
from another guy. It's not you, Dash. Don't worry. I'm
No,
calling out another
I
person.
mean, I technically
what-
did though.
See, he was just
Anyway.
missing the Vic.
It was just it was missing the Vicks. You know,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
the vapor rub.
the vapor
The
rub.
vapor rub in hot boiling waters to sniff. It will cure your meniscus tear, right?
Yeah, I mean, my mom has
So-
taught me anything.
I know. No mama's way.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to Balagan. Look at him.
Balagoon. Balagoon.
Baladu. Baladi is, look at him. He's very good. He's a very good striker, honestly. If we can go for him, but I don't think we would go because he would cost a bit. From
You know what?
Arsenal.
I'm gonna ask you about this player. I'm gonna see if Misak knows about this player. So his name is it's Mikaudaze. I think it's
Mikau,
Mikaudaze,
Kaidze?
yeah, the Georgian.
the Georgian player.
He's good, but he hasn't succeeded in top flight football. Like, he is on loan to League 2, which he performed he was very excellent, but he wasn't good in the Belgian league. So I don't get it. He's not. I wouldn't even take him as a bench player right now.
Really?
Gently just sending over the.
Like, if I would buy him, I would buy him and loan him.
It's just totally sending over the Georgian vibes.
Yeah, he's just sending over the
Okay,
the
there
napkins.
is
He got Kvaratskhelia and he's onto them now.
there is one more winger. I forgot, the Georgian winger. That's also very promising, honestly. But now first, are we actually gonna play as a 4-3-1-2? That's my main question.
I think at the end of the day, it's going to be who we actually get. We want to do like a 4-3-3-esque thing, but I mean, and this is a question here from Antonio: Zaniolo or Gnonto?
Nonto. The Zaniolo is shit. Nonto has upside.
Gnonto is still a bit young. He does look promising. Zaniolo's had an okay year. We're going to talk. Actually, let's mention that now. So tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time, we will have the Lions Den, which is a Galatasaray podcast. We're gonna
Boy, please ask him.
Yeah, we're gonna ask.
Hey, just type it in the Discord if you guys have anything.
Yeah.
If you're in the Discord chat, just type it in there.
I was thinking about that. We said 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. I think if we're gonna do that, don't we need like an actual like solid fullbacks, like legitimately solid fullbacks?
Yeah,
like,
but we're focusing right
that's
now
it.
on right now. All our transfer rumors are fullbacks. I've seen like 8 fullback names already. 7 of them are crap, but I saw 8 fullbacks.
Well, Cambiaso and Parisi are probably.
Parisi is great.
You know what also didn't make sense to me last season for the last Mercado? Like they were saying, as I remember, I was watching some of these like fan club pages saying that they wanted to play with the 4-3-3, but they were buying players like Kostic and Bremer, and those guys are mainly focused with like the 3-man defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that also did not make any sense to me when they did that. So like I feel like Juve needs to plan, strategize something, and stick with it as quickly as possible and not change their minds.
Well, that's why we're hearing now that Juve, if they get 60 million, that they might just sell Bremer because he doesn't fit. If they can get the money,
I also think though, like we should also like I don't know, like I don't feel like Allegri is a good type of coach for the 4-man defense. He seems like a 3 in the back type of guy.
Well, this is the first year he did the 3 in the back. He's always done the 4.
He's only done 2 seasons. Allegri was more of the 15, 16. Was it 4? No, it's 15, 16 he did it.
No, I think the 14, 15 he was doing the 4 in the back. I think
he was doing a diamond.
Yeah, he was doing a diamond mid. It was the last time in the meta was diamond mid in 14, 15.
Actually, I heard a rumor that that's what they're looking for is the diamond.
Yeah, he's still living in 10 years ago because nobody plays in a diamond mid. Or you're a Primavera team with that much central space open that you can play for a diamond midfield. Okay, under 20, under 21, something like that. But professional top flight football, nobody plays with diamond formation, man. Like it is finished.
Yeah, it's finished when you don't see it in Sunday leagues. Because like I remember like 6-7 years ago when I was playing Sunday leagues, like we ran that and won a title, and then like everyone stopped doing it after.
Yeah, because now it's a false, it's like a kind of makeshift tree.
No, you know
with-
what? You know what they're running? It's the same thing that City ran in the Champions League. It's like a 3-2-4-1.
4-1, but like it's a 3-2-3-2, 3-2-2-3,
Yeah.
something like that. But basically,
Yeah.
It's
basically it's
all
a
stupid
three-man.
pressing. It's all
It's like
pressing.
not just pressing. It's like one of your fullback should act as a center back most of the time, and one of your fullback should be always up and giving width, which makes that winger an inverted winger and the other winger a winger, and there's a lot of tactical fluidity there. But if we're
One
gonna
thing, then we'll see.
Yeah, I love that.
yeah, 4-3, and then we'll see, because Thomas, we're gonna see
I would say
4-3-1-2.
I would just say
Yeah.
it's a 4 and then we'll see, not even a 3. You're giving him too much justice for
No,
that,
no,
Thomas.
honestly, it is Chesney, and we see what's gonna happen. We don't know if it's a 3-man or a 4-man.
Yeah, that was pretty much last season.
But because honestly, what's the point of keeping Kostic if you're gonna play a 4-man backline?
Well, ironically, Kostic might be on the chopping block for 20 million euros.
I let him go.
Again, like
I
if
love
they're
him.
trying to go for the system,
know
all
what?
these
Yeah.
guys do have to go.
So let me because I remember you and I were talking about this last summer about how I think Kostic might be a good utility player for us. Would you be okay with him being out the door? Because I remember you wanted him for a while last summer.
Yeah, I liked him. Look, I don't have a problem, but my idea is choose what you want to play. We saw him because even as a left wing, he wasn't effective because it's not a Bundesliga. It showed it wasn't a Bundesliga because there was no more. Like in the Bundesliga, there is space, like you're
It's
watching
free real estate.
it's
free real
like
estate.
that movie of Sung in the Mountain. I forgot, like this German movie. I forgot 1940s. Anyway,
I'm sorry, I don't watch German movies out of nowhere. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
no, it's like an
Especially the ones from the 40s. Those are usually done by
1940s,
Goebbels.
I forgot it. Sung in the Wind, music from the mountain. Anyway, forget it. I'm going off a rant.
Well, you're saying
Basically,
that
there
like
is
the
8.
Bundesliga, like they don't press well enough,
They-
and like
They only
it gets
press. They
more-
press chaotically.
My evil
without
twin,
playing-
guys. He's wearing a white shirt and glasses too. I'm done.
Everybody just
I saw
rush that
you wearing the
shirt.
white shirt earlier, and I had to. No, I
I
brought
know.
I brought an outfit change.
Everyone has to wear a white shirt. It's like part of the club.
I know.
You
Oh, that's
wearing
a nice
white,
vest.
Peter?
Oh, this
Okay,
vest
great.
is a special custom piece that I made.
Dude, that
Especially
is
for our fan club.
awesome. That's awesome. I love it.
Oh,
Oof.
Empire State, baby. Nice.
That's awesome.
repping it.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay. We were talking about Kostic. So I have no problem in selling Kostic if we're planning on playing with a 4-man system, basically. If
Absolutely.
you're not gonna plan it, sell Chiesa. Everybody's gonna kill me.
All right, here
But
we
if you're
go.
gonna play,
Isak, you're
no,
100% right, dude. You're 100% right.
if you're gonna, I love Chiesa as a guy, but we are throwing his career away, and we are destroying our team. If you're not gonna play with a three-man backline.
Also, though, it also
Use your
matters
hat.
though, if we're going to keep Allegri. I think if we keep Allegri, then we're probably likely to sell Chiesa and Vlahovic, of course. I think he lost the main players in the locker room as well. I think that
Okay.
part.
All right.
Even if
How much of that do we actually believe, and how much do we think it's Gazetta bullshit?
I don't take no shit from anyone.
I'd say 50-50 because
Yeah,
there are
it's-
some stuff outside Gazzetta also reporting that
Gazzetta,
Chiesa is
like,
unhappy.
I feel like, Vlahovic could come off with a big smile on his face, like he's really psyched, and Gazetta's going to be like, Vlahovic wants out. Just so that, like, all Juventini panic. Like, that's...
No,
just-
even
What's kind of
back then-
ironic though? What's kind of ironic with Vlahovic was like, so you guys saw the pictures of him in like the salmon suit, and then him at the pool by the chicks, and then all of a sudden, Serbia reporting Dusan Vlahovic with another adductor injury, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah. He pulled it while he was doing one.
I know.
No,
I
I was
wonder-
gonna say when they see the smile like during training camp, they're gonna twist Gazzetta and say Dusan Vlahovic is smiling because there's an offer from Bayern Munich, so he's just smiling.
I
and
heard
happy
there's-
he's gonna go.
I heard there was
No.
like a keeper's girlfriend there or something.
yeah.
He's going after
seconds,
Summer's girlfriend.
Dude, because
Oh my
that's
goodness.
just
I
a
just
joke.
swear. Anyway, everybody agrees now that we should have a set plan of what to play. Okay, as much as I hate Inter, as much as I disgust Inter, Jesus Christ, their team is built normally. Like there is a fully functioning rotation. Like there is wing backs going off and wing backs coming on, center backs going up, center backs coming on. We're getting one fullback playing as a wing back and a fullback playing as a center back, and then what the hell is happening? One center back in a 3-man formation. Like there is insanity. A winger playing as a second striker, winger playing as a like first striker. Zero understanding of how to build a team.
Yeah,
Even
no,
if Allegri
I
leaves.
kind of want to low-key throw Cherubini under the bus because it's like Allegri and Cherubini were working together for 2 seasons, and it's like I remember us hearing the reports when Allegri came back originally, where Allegri's like, "I want to play a 4-3-3." Cherubini's like, "All right, and we're buying 3-5-2 players because it just makes no
that's
sense."
true. Yeah, that's true.
The first summer, did we buy anyone?
I feel like the sporting side and like what the coaches in the sporting side need to come to an agreement and like stick with what they're gonna get. So if they're going for 4-3-3, you need to get 4-3-3 players. If you're going for a 3-man defense, stick with that, but don't mix and match and make it into a shit show.
You know what I feel honestly last summer? Like they asked Allegri, like, what do you want to play? And he said everything. So they bought everything. Like everyone not knowing what to do because it's like, okay, let's play 3, let's play 4, let's play 5. Doesn't matter. Let's just go in.
Because it's like,
personally, whatever drugs Allegri's taking, I'll have them.
He's like, I want what he's on. But like, because
same with Paratici. Same with Paratici. I don't know what he was
the
on.
one that I said Chestnut is having when he defends.
No, but like, because like, let's be honest here. So like, look at the summer mercado last summer. So it's like we kicked off with Pogba and Di Maria, and we're all sitting there like, okay, 4-3-3 makes sense. And then it's like, all of a sudden you see Kostic and Bremer, and you're just kind of like, what? And then it's like Bremer is going on an interview saying, I can play in a 4-man defense. It's like the same as DeLitt saying you can play in a 3-man defense, non-existent. But it's just one of those things where I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm like, I'm really confused. And then it's like I'm sitting here, I'm like, is this Arriva Bene trying to get like low cost effective options? But at the same time, he said low cost effective options, and then he drops 85 for Vlahovic and gives him the highest salary on the roster.
That was the FOMO deal, though.
That was the center of the project deal, remember?
But like, there's just so many things. Like, because like, yeah, Allegri had some busts. Di Maria, Paredes, 2 big busts on Allegri there. But like at the same time, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, what was Cherubini and Arriva Bene doing half the time when they were looking at these targets? Like, with all due respect, I don't think Cherubini knew what he was doing.
They didn't.
Did he admit? Like, him and Arriva Bene basically both admitted that they had no idea what they were doing.
Like, Arriva Bene was like, I'm not a football guy. I'm a Ferrari guy.
We had a chopping
We're just here not to get
accident.
fined.
No, we were here to make
there
Las
it is.
Valenza.
I think that's the solution. We still need to find a sporting director. I think we still are in the cusps of that because I think we need to start from the top: sporting director, right coach, and then the formation, and then the mercado. You got to do it like one step at a time, and it sucks. You have to rush it, but
we have the same coach, and we might not get Gentoli, so we might have just a banter year, really.
Yeah, I can see it.
Look, but the thing is, Giovanni Manna, even though I don't want him to stay, he has acted as a sporting director. He is a sporting director for the under-23 team.
Well, now he's promoted.
And
now
we
he's
can all agree that he did a great job so far with all the players coming out of the under-23s in the Primavera. That these are guys that he picked. He found Illing. He found Nonge. Like, he found
Yildiz. The names come up. But the thing is, Manna's goal back then was to find talent. It wasn't to build a team. It was just find talent. Let them just play and grow. It's not to compete. Our goal wasn't to promote to Serie B. That was that's like a dream. Our goal was just to get these kids 17, 18, 19, the physical battle of playing professional football so that they can mature enough faster, which is great. Yeah. But now Manna is trying to build a team that is functional. That's my biggest worry. Can he build a team that is functional?
Maybe.
Right now,
I think if he knows what the formation is, I feel like he can do it because he clearly has an eye for the talent. So if he's like, look, you're finding players for a 4-3-3, make that work.
Okay.
It is a different ball game though to be a sporting director and looking for young talent, where it's like being a sporting director and looking for all other talents, well, despite the different age groups, because it's like a completely different ball game too. So I don't know how he's gonna do when he's like getting a promotion, to say.
So I was
Yeah,
thinking
it's-
about this
it's-
earlier today, right? And I'm thinking about, I think it's like everybody at the club is kind of like, okay, if we can make like Europa League this season, then it's going to be a successful year. You know what I mean? And you have guys that are going to come into the squad that are not your typical Juve players. I mean, realistically, I'm expecting, us to spend 50 million on a bunch of guys that all cost under 10 a piece, right?
Mhm.
And so these guys are not going to have, in my opinion, obviously they're going to have pressure from the fans, but I don't think it's going to be the same level of pressure that you would normally have because nobody's expecting them to do anything.
You're right back.
Yeah. Well, usually those are the ones that we, in history, throughout our history, we benefit most is the guys that we do not expect them to do anything. They come and perform better than our expectation.
Who thought that Fajoli was going to have a good season this year? Who thought that Gatti was going to have a good season this year?
Man, people were saying Gatti was going to get sold or stuff because he wasn't getting paid. And now
everyone was telling me that Gatti was just we're just picking him up because Torino wants him, so we can trade him for Bremer, so that Inter doesn't
lower the cost.
Yeah.
Lower the cost and shit.
It was a lot of the stuff. I remember that back then when we got him in January. A lot of people were just saying that he was a bargaining chip, but I guess he heard it and took it personally.
And so
I love seeing him on the field.
I kind of want these guys that like have no expectations and like something to prove. The last time we had a bunch of guys with no expectations and all of them had a little bit of something to prove was 11-12.
Yeah, exactly. Like freaking Borriello, a Roma, like a journeyman guy, came in, scored 7-8 goals and won us the Scudetto. Like guys like Vucinic, Borriello, Quagliarella, like is anybody of them a Vlahovic hype player? No. Is he a Chiesa like a full-on talent? No. But what they did is were very functional to the team and how they played. And we had a world-class midfield, like Narcisio, Pirlo, and Vidal of that year. Was Pirlo, how many assists he had? Like 13, 14 assists in a season. Like it was phenomenal. I did not expect Locatelli or Rovella to have those numbers. But when you have the functionality of the team properly set and have an idea of, okay, this is the first team, this is how we're going to play, like this formation. If we're going to cross and inshallah, fine. But we're going to have the right profiles doing the penetrative runs to make more goal-scoring actions out of it. Instead of having somebody like Vlahovic that doesn't know where to position his body to properly head the ball, always on the near post, doesn't read what Kostic is going to do. A lot of mixed emotions within a winger that's playing as a second striker. Let's have the clear idea of what we're going to do and then like play with it. No problem. So let's see. But the names right now with the fullbacks are some interesting, some not very interesting.
I feel like to add on to that, like 11 and 12 season, the 2011-2012 season, like a lot of the players that ended up being a surprise. I also feel like we do need a good coach that's capable of motivating those players and giving that Grinta mentality. Conte is good for that. I've been saying get Conte back. I know like the money and everything else too, but I feel like for starting as a jump start, only to jump start a team, he could stay for a year or two and leave, but like I think he would be a perfect option for this scenario. It could be any other coach that's capable of jump starting a team that's going to get everybody motivated and riled up. I don't think Allegri's that guy. That's my only.
Allegri isn't a general kind of guy, but I would have went for more an Igor Tudor, somebody that still has something to prove. Some things like a Rara guy.
We need charisma. They need energy. They're out of energy. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like there's no motivation.
Especially in May. You're right. Especially in May, they were like dead fish on the like outside
April
the water.
as well. My God, they were bad. Like
every time they came back from a break, bro. Every time.
Yeah, it was the international break bug for some reason this season.
The opposite of a Spalletti.
Yeah. Like Spalletti high, there was no high with us, honestly. Our high lasted about end of January to March, kinda. We were doing fine, and then
No,
a
April was
disaster.
just at
Yeah,
the
how
moment that
many
they heard
losses we
about the
had?
15 points
Like it
coming
was
back, they just kind
five
of like
losses in a month. 5 losses in a month. It's insane.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, it's like prior, what was it? The Inter game before the international break, we're all sitting there like, holy smokes, guys, we might actually make it with this 15-point deduction. And I was like, because, we were, I think, a few points off of, like, because second, and third were like really, really close together, and we were at fifth, and we're like, hey, I think we might be able to make a run. And then some people were sitting there thinking, hey, hey, if the points come back and we continue this form, we might challenge Napoli for the title. And then we got the points back, and then it just kind of flopped entirely.
But I think that's kind of where some of those rumors about Allegri not having the players under
Locker
him
room.
locker
Yeah,
room comes from, because he's like every time something like that happened, it's up to him to be like, all right, guys, I know we just got our points back. This is where we really got to focus or something, But instead, is that every time it was like, oh, we lost points. Oh, guys, everyone seems distraught. No one was focused in the game. It's like that's
So,
part of
like-
where you're supposed to organize the team and be like, you like really start motivating them and showing them like
Man,
we can get through this.
And that's when you need like for example, you have to have a, and then this isn't me like saying we need a Mourinho, but like a Mourinho-esque personality where Mourinho doesn't throw his players under the bus in an interview. He'll be the heel, like he is the heel for the most part. But like he'll be in the locker room, he'll get on your ass. And I know that just sounds weird me saying it like that, but like he'll be on you saying go, go, go. And I think one of the issues that I had with Allegri was that Allegri didn't throw his players under the bus, but like at the same time, he didn't give his players the kick in the ass that you would need. Cause like there's a couple of games or a couple of halves where I'm like, these guys need just like a good old fashioned like Conte kick in the ass. And it's
spanking,
because
Anyway.
like, and it's the thing. It's like, for example,
non-sexually.
yeah,
Anyway.
non-kinky, but
I feel like some of these like players need to be accountable too. Like, it's like if they're not trying hard enough, you need the coach to like kind of like wake them up a little bit.
That's like a personality issue, though. No, like if somebody's personality are more like that, then can help you. But Allegri's personality is not that. He's like a very calm and chill
He's
person.
too passive.
Except when we are winning and we're trying to defend the lead, then when he batshit crazy, that's where it goes. But usually, he's a very chill guy. That's the problem. These people, these guys right now need somebody to just spank them and like go.
But it's also the fact, I feel like Allegri, I don't know if you guys noticed it or if I'm just sounding crazy, he's not really good with young players. I don't know.
No, he's not. He's never been known for it.
Yeah,
man.
Because he even said it. He wants like older players. Like he's usually
no.
like,
That's not what he says. That's not what he says.
No.
I'm gonna correct you there.
Yeah,
he says he wants
explain,
mature players.
More
if you
mature.
listen to the way he talks about like Miretti, for instance, he's like, Miretti has the stuff. I don't need to coach him on anything. He just needs the experience. Also, I'm going to disagree with Max and the young players. I think if you look at, what was it? I think it was the 16, 17. Keane got his start and was actually playing well. In that same season, he was already talking about a 16-year-old Fagioli and how he's really impressed with him and how he can play. So I think it's more so the maturity of a player and their capability to kind of.
Are you referring to the year that it was when they made the Champions League final with Real Madrid? Okay.
That's when Keane started against Dinamo Zagreb. Played. He played or he started, but
look. The thing
I know he got his debut against Pescara because I was actually at that game. Funny story, I was in the stadium for Hernanes scored 2 goals for Juve, and I saw them both live.
Oh, nice!
The joke that I used to make.
Did you should have if you wore contact lenses, you should have took them, sealed them, and then just sold them on eBay.
I saw it live.
The other joke that I make is that if I lived in Torino, he would have been Capo Caranieri because he just loved scoring for me.
Yeah, man. The prophet, But
Hey,
like
he's
seriously,
also a
the
really nice guy in person. I know
Oh,
that the
yeah.
Oh,
Toronto fan club was just there this season, and they ate at his like winery or restaurant, and he was like went up to everybody and signed autographs, and was just like such a pleasant human being to be around. And also, in terms of players that haven't played for Juve for a really long time, he actually speaks incredibly highly of his time at Juve, and is
That's what I was gonna
really
say.
very pro Juve.
Like he's a guy that played for Inter, played for Lazio, but he loves Juve the most, even though he stayed like a year with us or two.
I mean, look at Pirlo. Pirlo's the same.
Yeah, he loves because the society at Juve is just amazing. That everybody falls in love with it. But talking about young kids, Allegri isn't about the it was the maturity, but the thing is, he's the guy that can fast track a kid's maturity. Like doesn't make the growth process faster and faster. Like doesn't make it so that he reaches the level of maturity as fast as possible. He takes he lets them grow at their own pace. There are some coaches that can make it faster for them to reach there. That's the difference. He will give them chances.
Pep Guardiola could probably do it.
Pep Guardiola does it because he has a specific system, and the players that fit the system can just like slot in and do what he says. But as a player,
that and it's also supply and demand too. Because like for example, you want to be a part of Pep's team. If you're not there, like Pep, you're on the first plane out of there. Like for example, Joe Cancelo pissed off Pep. Pep's like, I'm sending you to Bayern Munich, or I'm sending you out. So,
but look, most of the kids he integrates are part of his system, so it's not like he is letting them loose to express what they want to express or what they can express. My point is, he is a guy that it's wrong to say that he doesn't give chances to young kids. It is blatantly wrong. Like, look at the facts in front of you. He gives chances. Thing is, how does he fast track their maturity? It's right now. It's no, like you can see Fagioli a bit maturing, but Fagioli is already 22 years old.
Here's a young kid.
Fazzini?
Yes. Has anybody heard of this one? This one just came up.
From the under-20 World Cup.
So we just got some news here. Apparently, Juve Empoli have a meeting set for next week. Names on the table are Parisi, Vicario, Fazzini, and Ranocchia.
Okay. I give them Ranocchia.
Give them Ranocchia, get Parisi, and don't give me any other Empoli players.
Yep.
And give them De Winter.
Look, Vicario, if you
use the winter at Sassuolo.
Use the winter and Barrenechea to get Fratesi, from Sassuolo, and then use even I freaking give Sule with the buyback clause, of course.
So is Fratesi still on the radar?
He's still on the table.
Still there,
Carnevale doesn't love the deal that Inter have put in front of him.
I love it. That's dude. If Juve takes Fratesi from Inter, I'm gonna laugh at my friends.
So what Juve need to do, for Sassuolo is they need to offer Coni de Winter for a 2-year loan with an obligation to buy for 30 million.
Yeah.
Just me trolling. Just me to troll them. Just to troll them. Because that's all they do with us. Because, what was it? Locatelli had like 4 or 5 good games in the Euro. And then Sassuolo was like, instead of 30 million, it's 40 million. So Coni de Winter had a decent season at Empoli. So instead of 10 million, it's 35 million. So
exactly.
Well, it's not the price of him now. It's the price of him in 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like come on, Carnevale. Like
we're gonna be paying part of his wages for all that too, because everybody likes to pull our pants down when it comes to how
selling
much
players.
we pay on percentage of wages for loans.
We'll do great business, so then the FIGC will give us a 30-point deduction next time.
Okay, guys, if we're gonna play 3-5-2, Baldanzi as your second striker, man. He is a very, very, very high class talent. Like it's a rarity.
My concern with him is that we do play a lot of crosses. And Baldanzi is he's like 5'7".
No, he's not a crosser. He is like
I'm talking about guys that can get on the end of that ball.
No. He's a second striker, sort of like a Dybala. Okay, like he won't go for the header. He's very tricky in the close range dribbles, creating chances through balls. Like he has that technical ability that you need.
So he's
as
a
second
creative
striker.
player.
Very creative player. Very
Yeah,
creative
that's
player.
good.
Very
We need
talented.
that. Well, why don't you also add Sule in the mix? Like, not sell him, but put him on loan as well.
Who?
Should we
Sule?
loan? Should we loan Sule?
Sule, honestly, Sule, I would sell him for.
Yeah.
Look what I would do. Depending.
I'm with B-Stock on this one. If you can sell him for like 20 around there, like
Yeah,
get that money.
So let me ask both of you.
He's too skinny. Okay. Sule needs like 20 pounds of muscle on him, and he just doesn't look like the kind of player just from looking at him. Like, you dye your hair that like silver color, like, dude, you need to be in the gym. You need to be eating like 8 times a day. I want to see you with boiled chicken breast and brown rice and like, I don't know,
protein shakes,
morning
and evening.
Get on gear. Get on gear.
Go on loan. If anything, we
why don't you
send him on
loan
loan
to Bayern?
Send
put him on loan
get
to
some
Atalanta. All those players are juiced. All those Atalanta players are juiced.
Bro, have you seen the Bayern
Don't at me. All the Atalanta
Yeah, the Bayern players are
juiced.
insane.
I have an idea. Let's sell him to Atalanta and get 2 Cup miners. Okay, let him get juiced
Coop
there
miners
and then buy
again.
him back.
Dude, I mean, to be honest with you, I would love to get Coop Miners on this team, but I just don't see it being possible. Like, I would love to have Coop Miners.
Coop Miners is an Allegri player.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's like literally what you would need. Like, I mean, he's a deep lying midfielder. He can be an attacking, but he does everything.
Okay, so
he's like
here's a question that I want to pose to all you guys.
Yeah.
Let's say we're kind of all unfortunately accepting that Max is going to be our coach next year.
Sadly, yeah.
Sadly. Now let's try to maybe put a little bit more of a positive spin on it. What do we feel realistically we can give Max, or the management can give Max, to be successful this season? Because that to me is a question that I don't hear a lot of people asking or talking about. And like, I'm tired of hearing like Max is garbage. He can't do this. He can't do that. Like, I know what he can't do. We've been talking about it for 2 years. We talked about it for 2 years before he left. Like, we know already. We're all experts in what Max can't do.
Get him 2 fullbacks that can properly do the both phases of the game properly, and see what he can do. Because that's his main fulcrum of how he develops his plays, by the wing backs and the fullbacks. They have to be very energetic, very dynamic, like Singo, for example. Singo, okay? I'm harping this name for so much, I don't want to say it anymore. But Jesus Christ, we need a guy that cannot 90 minutes, doesn't stop running, can do both phases of the game, can take and dribble his man on the side, can put in crosses, can cut inside, like, does everything you need from a fullback. That's his main area, the wings. It's not centrally. He doesn't build the game centrally. He bases his game on lateral movement. And lateral movement, since 2 years, there's nothing, because we do not have the people capability to execute that. There's nothing there. Okay, our players right there are finished. Are 35-year-old Cuadrado and Sandro, who's extinguished.
But I mean, what is it? Sandro and Cuadrado are both essentially. Well, Cuadrado for sure has been announced. That
they're out.
Yeah, that's actually fairly recent news as well. They're more out than in at this point. Both.
Well, Juan Cuadrado's actually been released, from what I've seen. It's official. He's out.
I haven't seen the official statement.
I don't think he's officially out till the 30th.
Yeah, till the 30th. So there's still.
I'll see it when I believe it.
Even a Mazzocchi, okay, a right wing back that can dribble. Okay, that's what I see. What I need, I think Allegri needs, is a guy that can beat his man on the wings, especially because we're going to play on the counter. Okay, how you can exploit a counter is that if you have players that can beat 1-on-1. So if you take one guy out, it's empty. Like the road is in front of you. So you need players that can do that. But not like Cuadrado. Every time we go to the side and we're gonna counter attack, he takes the ball and goes back with it because he doesn't has the ability anymore to beat his man.
Okay, so here's another question that I got. Would you guys lose Bremer for a center back that is a left-footed center back that is much more capable in a back four?
100%, I'm fine with that.
Because
if that's
in my opinion,
we're gonna go.
Pau Lopez, is that it?
Pau Torres. If you can sell
I said the wrong.
Bremer for, let's say, what did we get him for?
30,
60.
40, 60. No, did we get him for 60?
60.
That was like
No, we got him. We got him for
55,
45 million.
Okay, so if we can sell Bremer for 60 and then use some of that money to pull the trigger on Pau Torres and then play Pau Torres with the combo of like Gatti
or Danilo.
Because let's all be honest, Danilo's no longer a fullback.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and everyone that says he's a fullback.
No.
Way better as he's a center back. He's a
center back. So if you could play Pau Torres, who can also to speak to Bisak's point on needing somebody that can break the lines. Yeah, Pau Torres can pass the fucking ball.
Yeah.
That's honestly, definitely something we do need because there's so many times where we just get these stale passes, man.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, he's a stud. Anyway, like honestly, if you have a Danilo or a Gatti, both are technically capable center backs. Honestly, like they are good on the ball. That and
at this point, I would play Gatti as a second striker.
Yeah, okay. I'll play him as a right winger. Honestly, we have nobody there.
I've been saying it. I would love if the rumors about Barzali coming back to be on the coaching staff again are true, which I really hope they are, because that means that the possibility of converting some of our left midfielders like Illing and Kostic, if they're willing, obviously, to left backs. Because if you think of Kostic's crosses, but coming from a lower point on the field, a left back position, those balls are going to land at the feet of our players much more than they did when he was passing as a left player in a 3-5-2.
Yeah.
And so those are going to come. He's going to get that ball in, and then it's going to be pass, and then shoot, instead of get that ball in directly to a guy that's going to shoot.
Okay.
So since we're on, I just wanted to mention, because he said Barzali possibly coming back. Claudio Chiellini is back.
Yeah, I heard
that. But Claudio Chiellini is back to take over like Mana's job.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's back.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Great.
Cool.
Okay.
Dave's like,
he was a good loan. He was a loan manager before. Like he would take care of loans.
I mean,
they're a handsome.
Genoa wanted him to be their sporting director.
Sampdoria.
Yeah.
Sampdoria with Paratici. Oh, the whole downfall of Juve back.
Oh my
Sampdoria.
goodness. So like we're talking about Parisi, we're talking about Signo. What about Frenzala? Like have we considered
Fresneda? Fresneda.
See, man, you butchered another. I'm like, which name are you saying? Did I miss somebody?
I can't say Spanish names. Leave me alone.
Tal, what's the name of the American striker?
Bug my nuts? No, I can't.
No.
Balagun.
Okay, nice. You're learning it. He was saying Bagadoo.
Listen, I try to. I'm such a like stickler for getting people's names right because everyone manages to mispronounce mine. And it's
Yours
three
is 3
fucking
letters.
letters.
Yes.
Well, nobody.
Do you know how many times I get called Tal?
Well, because there's an L there,
dude. Nobody.
Okay, so we gotta know.
A, Dave. The problem is the A, not the L.
Really?
Okay.
Yo, here's a fact. No professor, no teacher has ever pronounced my name right. Nobody. Still
Jeff?
No, it's not Jeff, but it's Jeffrey, but it's with an XHEFRI. It's a little bit of a mind.
What do they say? Like Zeffrey?
Yeah, some bullshit like that.
Yeah, that would be hard too.
Or Jeffrey or something like that.
My name is just as hard, guys.
So isn't Fresneda like a lock at Dortmund? I thought that was done already.
Yeah, it was gonna be done, but then the
negotiations fell through.
Yeah, fell through. So he's still back on the market. But the thing is, his cost is high. So that's why I'm not thinking of Fresneda because some people are saying let's get him his 50 million. No, he's not 50 million, baby. He's 25 million player to 30. We don't have that much money. We're looking at players.
Where does he play for right now?
Valladolid.
Valatoid.
Okay.
Valatoid?
I said Valatoid.
That sounds like a medicine.
that's name. Anyway.
Altoids, curiously strong.
Altoids. No, Tyrion Giant, sponsored by Blue Chew.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Blue Chew.
No, like Sasha Bowie is a great name that we're being linked to. We're Singo, we have been linked to. Even Mazzocchi, I rate him. There is some
Look, the
names,
fact
but
that
not.
we're being actually linked to fullbacks for once in the last 10 years is
Yes.
classic.
10
Like
years.
Jesus,
the fact that
when
we have like 4 or 5 fullbacks that we're actually linked to right now is good.
All right,
Yes,
hey guys, I have
because
one
we were looking.
question.
Go
Yeah.
for
One
it.
question. It's probably a dumb question. So, what the hell happened during the Paratici era when they got rid of Spinazzola and Cancelo? I know that they traded Cancelo for like Danilo, but I didn't understand that. That didn't make sense.
Well, so
They-
Cancelo is like attitude-wise a terrible guy. From everything I'm hearing is that he's difficult to work with. He wants to do his own thing. The second you tell him to defend, he's like,
He's a winger. He's,
He's
not
a-
even a right back.
he's a winger. Like he
Yeah.
should be a winger or like a right mid or like a right-sided like a wide midfielder, like not a
Like a-
fullback.
like a right wing back type of thing. Like
Not even like he would be perfect in like a 3-4-3
okay.
Yeah, right
in like
midfielder.
yeah, a left midfielder. Like and kind of similar to the way Kostic played when he was at
Yeah,
Freiburg?
Frankfurt.
Not
Yeah,
Freiburg.
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, yeah.
Yeah,
During his Europa League win, yeah. That's why I was saying even last season we were trying to play with 4 in the back, but then we're getting Bremer and Kostic. That didn't make sense because like Kostic is usually good with a 3-man defense, or particularly a 4-3, a 3-4-3. So that didn't make sense. Yeah.
I
you
think,
know, the 3-4-3 is a great formation if you know how to coach it properly. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's-
Allegri doesn't do 2-man midfield. Allegri
No.
is a 3-man midfield guy always.
It's debatable. The thing is that Allegri with a 2-man midfield, he needs an attacking midfielder to play off the
Drop
double
back.
pivot as well.
Yes.
So if he was to do and you know the formation really that we should have been playing instead of a 3-5-1-1 was more likely a 3-4-2-1.
Yeah.
3-4-2-1 specifically with like 2 attacking midfielders. So it's essentially you have like a midfield double pivot and then almost an attacking double pivot in front of
Yeah, I
that.
kind of agreed with that one. Yeah. Would you
And
consider putting Fagioli in one of the attacking midfield
Yeah.
spots?
I personally I think you let Fagioli cook as a 10. I think that if you see those fucking insane silky passes he managed to get off,
Yeah.
like
I've
if
always
he's
noticed that.
10, 15 yards forward on some of those are assists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I
Yeah.
think so too.
Yeah, you can bowl on a budget. There is nothing wrong in bowling on a budget. You just have to be smart enough to do it.
Why do you think we're going after
Yeah.
Giuntoli?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Like Giuntoli, like freaking with what's the name, Aurelio De Laurentiis. Like that guy doesn't input a single dime into his company. He sells, makes some money for his movies, and then the rest invest in his what's the name.
I can't wait for his.
Invest,
I can't wait for his next movie. It's gonna say in the
It's gonna
credits,
be-
funded by Victor Osimhen's sale.
No, other than that, it's gonna be Napoli's what's the name, Scudetto documentary. That's the next
Well,
one.
I also
But,
gotta give De Laurentiis some credit. I think his best signing was Kine. Kine was a brilliant signing.
yeah, of course, he was like a 10 point alone guy. If you
Yeah, he's
15 and
amazing.
10.
So
Bro,
the
he's
thing is,
amazing.
Kvaratskhelia, bro, it was Kine.
so like
Yeah,
looking
well,
at
yeah.
looking at it though from a holistic approach, I think so. Like for example,
Well, holistic.
The issue-
We're not in your engineering office. Holistic
Holistic.
approach.
No, he's right. You need a holistic,
the roast dash show,
approach.
damn. So a couple of things that, like for example, what we need to get Allegri to be successful. I think obviously we need to sort out the center back situation because they're makeshift center backs and half center backs in a sense. The fullbacks, and then here's one thing that I think is I think we need to look at potentially a striker. Like I think Allegri needs, I'm not saying Icardi, but Icardi-esque. Someone that puts things in the net. Anything that falls in the box is in the back of the net. Because I think
I
we don't
disagree.
have
Basically
that.
not Vlahovic.
No. I disagree. I disagree. You know what we need? We need a guy that gets more involved because the guy doesn't get involved in the build. We need somebody that
Oh,
gets
so
more,
like
more.
Moise Keane.
Yeah, more.
Moise
Even
Keane
more,
with a
even
little bit more
better.
technical ability because let's
Exactly.
be honest, physically he's got the stuff.
I
And
think he
cannot
builds.
his
deny
execution
that.
is good.
Yeah, I
like
think Keane just needs more time, like actual playing time.
I
Dia.
highly
Yeah.
recommend
Go for
every
Dia.
Keane hater go look at his highlights from the Primavera and see what he's actually capable of.
I
Playing
mean,
against
I
playing
also
against those
remember
guys.
Keane when, like, the 2018, 2019 season.
Yeah.
He did very solid. I liked him. I was kind of
I wanted him
they
to
let him
play
go
every
there.
match.
Still a fan.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
so
yeah,
He was the only guy that we could get money for that season.
the
Yeah.
reason, yeah,
Look at who we
and
had.
also the reasons we sold Spinazzola and Cancelo was to fund De Ligt and pay
Okay, so
Cristiano's wage.
why Spinazzola though? That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, I never
Well,
understood
we
this
couldn't
we need
count
Spinazzola.
money.
on Spinazzola. Guys, he
Yeah,
was good at
this
the
guy-
Euros, but his career was nothing up until then.
Yeah.
Look, this
And
guy,
then he
this
blew
is the
his
guy.
knee out at the Euros.
His Achilles, yeah.
You think that, like, okay, anybody that we're connected to, that we're like linked to, and Misak, I'm sorry, I totally cut you off.
Yeah.
But
He needs it once in a while.
any player that we're linked to that is injury prone, to me, automatic no. Automatic no.
I said it too. They were telling me
Automatic no.
Pulisic
Was
that
he-
plays 2
Okay,
months.
I'm
No,
gonna ask you-
I was saying to somebody the other day, I was like, we could get, what's his name, Inaki Williams, who's like, 6 seasons without injury or some shit. Like, we could get him, and he'll blow his knee out on the first game, and he'll
I gotta say though, okay,
play-
was it
play
okay?
in
So
Olympic.
the Spinazzola, like, has he always been injury prone, or was
Yes.
this-
Yes, his whole
yes.
career,
Yes.
even
Yes.
from back
Yes.
when he was a Juve Primavera youth product.
okay?
Yeah.
People forget that
Okay.
that's one of the reasons that we held on to him on the bench for a long time.
I
is
see.
because he like checked off our like youth coefficient box.
Yeah, and then we sold him to Atalanta, I think. Then we bought him back. Then we used him, and then we sold him again. And then now people want him back. I'm like, no, Spinazzola is that. Like,
KB
he's good.
Caceres is
He-
a goat. Don't
Yeah,
at
he's
me.
a goat. He's a goat.
I
4
love
times.
Caceres.
Just wait
He
for
was
the
good,
link up.
good.
Like when Bonucci retires next year and Rugani leaves
Oh,
because his
man.
contract ends, you would see Caceres.
That would
Part
be
5
funny.
coming back.
yeah, oh
Listen,
my
listen,
goodness.
listen.
I also never
Speaking of
understood.
Rugani, don't go ahead.
Hold
Mike.
on,
I was just gonna say,
Walgani.
like,
We call him Walgani.
I know I
around
said
here.
it before, but I never understood the Pellegrini transfer either. Like
He's
we're
not good.
No, he's not. He's real
He's
bad.
not
I
good, and
felt-
he's
He's
he's a
mediocre
hothead.
at
He's
best.
basically like if Zaniolo was a fullback.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the
But
guy,
worse.
All
the
right,
guy
touche.
takes yellow cards in 5 minutes. It's insane. Like I watched him at like Lazio. Like he didn't barely play, but every time he played, he got the yellow card.
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
He's
And
got
then
beautiful hair.
Let him be a model.
Let
He could
him
be
be
an
a
IG
DJ like
model.
the Chelier. Like, come on, what are we talking about here?
Yeah,
So
like
can,
let him be a model. Giorgio Armani and stuff. There's a lot of brands. Okay, Bula idea. Let's talk about strikers that can.
yeah,
bring us.
so
Bula
bringing
idea
it,
is-
bringing it back to the striker conversation, because the thing is like, for example, we have Keane, who again I still think has room to grow. I'm not saying he's
Yeah.
going to be a 30-40 goal scoring striker, but like at the same time, it's like you have Dusan and Keane, who are essentially the same age, and yet I think Keane does more than what Dusan does on the pitch. And the thing
Well,
is like
Also,
My
can shoot with
contributions
his other
for-
foot, is stronger, is faster,
He presses.
and is actually mentally more sound.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It
go
doesn't
down
huff
just
and
because they
puff.
touch him.
Yeah, he
And-
doesn't look. The thing is, he doesn't. When the pass doesn't come to him properly, he doesn't just collapse like Vlahovic. That's my
He
problem.
knows
what I'm
how to
saying.
dress. He knows how to dance.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's-
oh
that's
my God.
extra-
now we're just being
Anybody
petty.
see Vlahovic in that suit looking like the dude from like
So
the
bad.
1920s that was the
It's
tallest man in the
so
world?
Bad. Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
worth
yeah.
millions
Yeah,
of dollars and you
character.
can't like
You're worth
get somebody
millions
to
of
dress you.
dollars and you live in Italy. There's like
Yeah.
100 tailors that would kill each other to make you a custom suit, and this is what you're wearing?
Yes, exactly.
On
Like,
that
you know,
alone, get out of here. On that
there's
alone,
that-
Get out.
there is
Terrible
one
judgment.
guy.
terrible
I know
judgment.
I know there is one guy that's like a massive Juve fan. Like everybody goes to him to tailor his suits. I forgot his name. I think his name was Alessandro or something with an M. Everybody goes to him for their custom-made suit. Claudio Marchisio, Barzagli, Morata. Everybody goes to him for their custom-made suit. I don't know where he got it. It's like he went to a thrift shop and just bought it, or like from what's the name, Partizan.
I don't know. He
Around
looked like
that
one of
area.
those like
It looks like he was wearing
GTA
his
Vice City
grandpa's suit.
characters with that suit.
So, but think about it though, guys, because like the thing is, it's like what I think we need, and the reason why I'm saying we need someone that's just a lethal finisher, because like for example, you give Keane more time, because if you look at the stats, Keane outperformed Dusan with half the minutes this season.
Contributions per 90, he was
better.
which
is ridiculous.
He was our best goal scorer to minutes. Goal contribution to minutes ratio.
Yeah,
Give him the least amount of time.
Exactly.
I never understood it.
And
that's why when people were talking shit about him starting in the semifinal, I was like, no, that's in a one-off game. You start the guy who's got the best goals to minute ratio.
And here's the thing: like, had Bono's finger or his toenail not touched that ball, that was in. That was
if Di Maria had a brain, he could have passed
him the fucking ball. Oh my god! So many times I've seen Keane open and no one passes him the ball.
Also, when he doesn't get the ball, you don't see him go.
Start complaining.
He's
like a
the
bit entitled.
He is.
Because
Yusef's got the perfect DV9 is CR7 syndrome without the output.
It is.
Yeah,
Who the fuck do you think you are, bro?
You are making your career at Juve. You didn't have a career like some people tell me like Fiorentina. Like Fiorentina was fucking 1 season, boys. 1 season.
Let's not forget that the season prior to that,
he was ass. He was ass. That's what I was saying for a long time. Because the thing is, it's like Dusan to me was like Kulusevski at Parma. 6 good months, and then we bought him, and then just kind of meh. Like that's the thing. It's like
and nobody likes to look at Keane's output at PSG. He scored like 18 goals off the bench. Also their highest goals to minute ratio.
I feel like in the past, Juve was like the Chelsea of the transfer market. Like Chelsea does some stuff like that where they like see a player do good for 6 months and they just buy him for 100
million. That was Paratici. That was honestly
Mudryk didn't even do good for 6 months. He did good for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, he did.
He spent 100 million on him. Remember when we were linked to him for like 15 earlier in the summer?
Who, Dusan?
No, Mudryk.
The guy from Ukraine.
Yeah, the guy
that
they felt like, because they got rid of the Russian owner, now they bring in a Ukrainian player to like smooth things over.
But the
doesn't
thing,
make sense.
100 million.
Why he went to 100 million? It's because of that bullshit sport journalist Fabrizio Romano that went and hyped this guy to the bits that eventually made this guy get sold for 100 million, even though he's worth like 15 million.
So you're blaming Romano for
making why?
Him worth
insider trading.
He isn't. Let's not get credit.
How is that not a Plus Valenza deal?
He's not a sport journalist. He takes money from agents to hype their players. That's what he does. Because then after that, the agent gets commission out of the deal. It's a whole setup. That's what he does.
He's not a journalist. He's a businessman. What am I going to tell you?
He is a businessman. He is a pure businessman.
Here we go.
And honestly, in fact, the F files, the Fabrizio files.
We could do a whole Juve conspiracy just on that. Like,
Juve conspiracy show.
Honestly,
it's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. It's facts. Honestly. Every kid, look,
Misa, I need to get you in the group chat with me because I made a Twitter account called Alessandro Del Jones. We call it Juve Wars, and we basically just say like Inter's putting stuff in the water to make the Juve players injured.
Oh wait, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
You guys are joking.
Guys, you gotta be careful.
I'm gonna get you guys.
Nima's gonna take us. No, Nima's gonna take us out of context and roast us on Twitter for it.
No, Nima wants to take me out of
Inter
context.
fan taking us something out of context, like all their Scudetti.
Listen, if anyone wants to come at me, bro.
Because he knows what I'm saying is facts. It's facts.
Problems.
I want problems. Let's go after this season. Like I'm just ready to fist fight people. Like let's go.
Look, one example. Let's go now. Arda Güler. Do you know the guy? Arda Güler from Fenerbahce, the 18-year-old. Okay, he's a good player, but right now every day he is posting about him. You know why? Because of the money from the agent. He posts it. You're laughing, honestly. I'm telling the truth. Oh my god!
I'm inclined to believe Misa because if you think about before Mino passed,
he's taking money from the Asians. He's just like all of the Asians are giving Fabrizio Romano the money.
We're not gonna get a collaboration with him anymore.
You know why? because he has a platform. Like it's like you're advertising with a big YouTuber and stuff.
Yeah, it's like
Same
asking Kim Kardashian to sell your makeup. Like it's the
yeah,
same
or
thing.
like butt implants, same kind. It's Kim Kardashian. It works like that. A football journalist, he's a promoter. He promotes the kid so that
He's
somebody
a club
comes and plays.
promoter. That's
He's
what
a club.
he is. He's a club promoter.
Right now,
He's a
right
club
now
promoter
what's
for the
happening.
Premier League.
You know right now what's happening. Barcelona and AC Milan are fighting over this kid that has one cap in senior level.
Who, De Catalan?
Imagine, just because of the hype he created. Because that's the thing. It's hype. Yeah, the Catalan. I'm not going to go to Fabrizio Romano's whole shit show. Let's go back to Juve.
Yeah, there goes any kind of dreams of us collaborating with him. He's gonna watch this video and be like, you know this guy? You're gonna have to sit there and be like, we don't know him. He just says stuff.
Fabrizio, come on and prove us wrong.
Yeah, come on, tell us, show us your bills, Habibi. Show us your bills. Tell me, let me see where you're getting your money from. It's definitely that.
But though, I do think, because, like, for example, we do need a lethal striker, because in my opinion, I think we build on Keane, let Keane build up for another 2 or 3 years to the point where Keane becomes the main dude. But like, I really think we need an experienced goal scorer. Like, Milik is great for what he does, but I don't think Milik is, again, that main goal scorer that can take a workload. Like, for example, if we had 2015, 2016 Higuain and Keane playing behind him, that would have been perfect, in my opinion.
I feel like Milik is a good super sub.
He's a super sub.
Yeah.
But, like, for example, Keane's the guy that you let him develop, get those minutes, get that confidence, and he'll hit that consistency. I think for me, like, to be honest with you guys, I think one of the things that Keane struggled with is kind of getting used to his body. Because, like, guys, Keane is freaking jacked.
Yeah, he's huge, bro.
He is yoked.
Can we also mention too with Milik?
Wheaties.
Like,
Milik, it looks like we're doing another loan at $1.5 million with redemption mandatory at 5.5 over 3 years.
That's smart.
It's smart.
That's
Like
smart.
it's 1.
That's the kind of deals we got to be making. Like, this is that. If Mana closed that deal, I'm like, okay, buddy. I like.
Yeah, look,
what you got.
Parisi,
we got to make sure.
Like
though,
Parisi, Padula is saying that Parisi, we are very interested in him. Only thing is we have to sell one of Iling or Kostic. So adios. Adios.
We're keeping Iling.
Bye, Kostic. Bye.
You're not touching Iling.
I think that if you bring Barzali back, Iling becomes Alphonso Davies.
Yeah. I said it
amazing.
1 year ago. Like a left-footed left winger doesn't work in 2023. Either you be a right winger and be inverted, or be a left back, an offensive left back. So I see a future in the left back because he is very responsible defensively. Honestly, he isn't like those careless ones like a Cancelo. He's even a lot more responsible and disciplined. He has a future as a left back. Let's see. Anyway, guys, it's 2:12 a.m. I'm gonna head out. Cheers for the live. Sorry for the cussing. And
he's like, I said a bunch of other stuff, but I'm sorry for swearing though.
I think the
there's information.
He's like, I spent like 30 minutes roasting Fabrizio, but
I regret none of that.
I regret nothing.
Oh Lord!
Like, absolutely.
That was the first time for me hearing that. Actually, I don't really go too in depth with sports journalists, but that's an interesting take. I don't know if I agree or disagree. I have no idea.
It's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. But we do got to make sure though every transfer gets approved by BZ because apparently they are the experts in transfers. So if we do get Milik for that $5 million over 3 years,
you know what I love too is that
gonna cry.
I love how they jerk each other off though, because what's his nuts came in afterwards and just like totally fluffed Ali afterwards, got him ready for the next round.
Oh my god. Yeah, like, because, when we opened the show with this, but, like, when Kulu's news got announced, he literally tweets out there saying, oh, my gosh, look at Juve getting their pants dropped down. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, oh, my goodness.
All right, Dash, don't get too petty. Don't get too petty.
It's not even a matter of pettiness, but it's like
a bad deal, though. Like, I don't think there was anything bad. Like, 30 million, okay, that's fine. At least we didn't get it
worth 30 million.
Yeah.
He's worth like 15.
Well,
We are the one that got our pants pulled down by Parma, and we're just trying to recoup our losses. And if anything, I think that the amortization on his wages, like we actually made money off of him on the
12.
books for 30 million. So how is that a bad deal? Like, I understand if you objectively look at it like, oh, you bought somebody for 40 million, you sold them for 30. That seems to you, if you don't know how football accounting works, like that's a loss. But if you know how football accounting works and you know how players' values are amortized over time, then you realize, oh, okay, so it's minus what was it, over 4 years was the deal. So each year's worth, 10 plus million. That means that he's only worth like 27 on our books. So if we sell him for 30, that's a profit. And we need every little ounce of profit we can get. And Tottenham is known to be cheap as hell. I don't know how they're a top 10 Premier League team and they're this friggin' cheap. But, that's a Tottenham problem. Tottenham has a lot of those. So
They need someone to clean their trophy cabinet. That's why it's expensive
That's
work.
the budget, man. They got to clean the dust out. But the thing is, it's just like you look at certain deals like that, and you're just like, how? Like, the thing is, it's like you look at certain players where it's like, Kulu's one of them, where it's like, you got something for a guy that made 2 assists the entire season. Like for me, they're like, if you're not selling Dusan for 80 million, it's a bust. In my head, I'm sitting here thinking, how can a team justify buying him for over 60 right now with how he's performing and how he is physically? The dude can't stay healthy for an entire season. The guy's got like adductor pulls, injury issues. Like, I'm still pissed that he went to the World Cup with a bad adductor. Like, dude, you had no business being there. I understand it's the World Cup, but you're 21 years old. Like, get healthy first. Like, for example, you had Danilo that's like, yeah, I should probably leave the national team to go help Juve out or convert to a center or whatever. Like, the thing is, it's just like, how the hell are we going to sell certain players where, the least of our problems is being able to sell Kulu for the value that we got, which is ridiculous. Like in my head, I'm still sitting here thinking, how the hell are we going to get 25 or anything more than that from McKennie? How are we going to get 20 million for Zakaria? Like, they played terrible. Like
how are we going to get 60, 80 plus million for Vlahovic? Who's going to want a striker that when he doesn't get the ball, he starts whining all day?
Like my only hope is that Chelsea pulls what they did with Lukaku and just spend an outrageous amount of money for him.
They could do that. I would be convinced they could do it. Anything Chelsea does would not convince. Like, it would definitely convince me. They would do something.
No, nothing surprises me out of Chelsea.
Yeah, well, because let's talk about the De Ligt sale. Like, so for example, we sold De Ligt for roughly around 80 million. Everyone's losing their mind because we bought him for 85. And it's like, again,
he had 2 years left on his contract. He was worth only 40 million on our books. That's a 40 million net gain.
Yeah, and the thing is like, here's the crazy thing about it is like, that was pre-COVID when we bought him, when the market was absolutely outrageous with the amount of the valuations on certain players, and it was just getting out of control. Post-COVID, it kind of started dipping down and getting into a reset. In my head, I'm like, outside of Van Dijk and De Ligt, nobody's going to pay that amount of money that went for Van Dijk and De Ligt, because the problem is Van Dijk set the market for center backs at that time. Because like Van Dijk set a ridiculous precedent for how much people are paying for center backs at the moment. And De Ligt was the next center back that got sold after Van Dijk. So that price is going to be ridiculous. It was a unicorn of pricing. Because, come on, let's be honest. Like a center back.
I'll lock the door after you.
So like, no worries. So like a center back north of 60 million is ridiculous. And it was, again, Van Dijk was this thing. De Ligt played similar to Van Dijk. I feel
that the market's been going up anyways. Like the entire like footballing market is just insane. Like it's skyrocketed to like the stratosphere or something.
Well, and then this is perfect too, because Thomas says here, Maguire set the market. Yeah, when you have Van Dijk and Maguire setting the center back market, like you're not going to get De Ligt for less. It's really difficult. So it's like,
also, we weren't going to get him for less because
Barcelona.
Barcelona wanted. I think they had an offer for 60 million.
60 or 70 for what I do remember.
Yeah, and so we were like, all right, we got to throw him an extra 10, 15 to Ajax, and then we have to also tell them, yeah, you're going to get to play with Bonucci and Chiellini, and you learn from them. And I don't know how he didn't learn how to do this or this or this. Like, I mean, those are like 3 basic things that I think most center backs should know how to do.
that, and also learn how to play in a back three, because I remember he told Van Hall at the World Cup, "Don't play me because I can't play in a back three." And I was like, "Wow, you are mentally soft." But it's things like that, because it's like, yes, Juve historically aren't the greatest at selling players, because most of the time we never really need to sell players. Like, unless it's
we're not a selling club.
we're not.
Players, like, ideally, like, we have these guys that start. We bring them in either right before they hit their prime or during their prime, and they see out their careers with us, and then they go back to Argentina, or they go. Still think Tevez should have stayed another year. Like, they go off and they do their retirement tour, and I'm okay with having that kind of model as long as we're still winning. But we need to adjust that model, because you cannot make money in Italy anymore.
Yeah.
There is no money to be had in this league. Like, I'm pro Super League because the FIGC is garbage. Okay, if they could get it together and figure out how to get more money from the broadcasting rights. I also am familiar, I understand a little bit how the broadcasting rights work in Italy, and they work on I think a 6-year cycle for some reason, and every other league operates on a 4-year cycle. So that means that we have 2 more years that we need to wait until we can increase the amount of value of our league. So that means that in League On, let's say we have the exact same contract as them and we're starting from the exact same year, right? You can't restructure your broadcast rights deal until 2 years after League On does, right? So we need to fix that, okay? Because we're a dinosaur league. We haven't improved the operation of the league.
The FIGC and the whole league. We're just too busy shitting on each other constantly.
No, they like to cut off their nose to spite their face. Like, I still don't understand. Like, I remember when the 15 points happened. I was I'm in an office now, but I was working as a carpenter, and the biggest asset for me was my car, because it was the only way I could get to job sites. It was the only way I could get around. And I asked other people, I was like, would it be beneficial for me to go ahead and slash all my tires right now? No, it wouldn't, because it would be incredible. I would have to spend a whole shit ton of money just so I could get to work.
So,
and the thing is,
go ahead.
No, and what they're not realizing is that, like, that's what they're doing. They're slashing their tires. They're slashing the tires of the league. Like, we spent almost €1 billion over the last 10 years in the league. Nobody buys more talent from Italy than Juve.
Agree.
What are you guys doing? Like, everybody that was like, oh, if Inter wins, Toast, shut up. If Inter wins the league, like, oh, it's good for the league, which wins the Champions League, it's good for the league. No, it's not, because they're going to go buy foreign players. They're going to go buy players outside of Italy. They're going to try to get Hakimi back again. They're going to finally spend the money on Lukaku, and they're going to pay off their debts to China, because Zhang owes like 300 million to the construction bank of China. God knows what that's like. Jesus, I don't want to owe the fucking CCP any money. Toast, enough.
Now we're getting political.
But that's, again, it's he hits it right there on the knob, because it's just like, you look at, and here's the funny thing about it. So the Italian government is now pushing a decree where you can't deduct points mid-season, after they deducted us points mid-season. So they're just kind of like,
yeah, you know why? Because all these cases are going to drop next season on all the other clubs that did Plus Valenza. Because you can't try us. Okay, it's I'm not going to get political, but there's another person that's in jail for doing something and providing a certain service, and nobody that service was provided to is in jail. That being said, we made deals with clubs in our league that they're trying to get us on this Plus Valenza stuff, and they're not going down. Like, how is that okay?
No, it never made any sense.
Is that always? Don't you find it ironic though? When Juve's at its best, like the entire Italy does good, but then when Juve's bad, Italy is pretty bad.
Yeah, everyone
set
knows
the standard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, top international performances come from a Juve that's solid, unless if it's only just Bonucci. But no, I'm just kidding. But like the thing is, it's
It
just
can't
like,
be every player playing good.
but think of it this way though, like Juve saved Serie A with Ronaldo, because you know how many times Salernitana, Hellas Verona, Empoli, and them were purposely inflating their tickets whenever Juve would come in. Because it's literally it. It's what Inter Miami is doing right now with Messi. They've already inflated their ticket prices. Like now to
Yeah,
go see Messi in Miami, it's like $2,000. So it's like, you know, Juve did Serie A justice for those teams because, like, for example, you bring in Ronaldo, especially his first season, sold out stadiums, every single stadium. Like, I remember people were outside of Verona's because we opened the season with Verona. So, like, there were people outside of their stadium just trying to listen and hear. And it's like, the fact that Serie A had, and to be honest with you, Serie A's little mini renaissance was in part due to the Ronaldo effect. If it wasn't for Ronaldo and those ticket sales, you wouldn't have this little Calcio is back, as the
yeah,
advertisers would say, because none of those teams would have been able to afford things. Like, for example, if it wasn't for Ronaldo going there, I guarantee you, and this is a hypothetical, but I don't think Steven Zhang buys Inter and invests in Inter if Ronaldo wasn't there because he thought that there was a financial opportunity and he took it. Same thing with Redbird going to Milan as well. Like, you look at some of these things and it's like, and this is me kind of being a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, but like, you look at the Ronaldo deal and how all the teams moved after with the Ronaldo deal. If it wasn't for Juve bringing Ronaldo into Serie A, I don't think Serie A would have grown.
No, no way. No way. They made
Yeah.
money. I mean, like you think about the stadium ticket sales and being able to guarantee that you're going to sell out the stadium twice a year. That was a guarantee for some clubs. And then you had, you know, all of that on top of the fact that the FIGC, every single piece of Serie A marketing was Ronaldo.
Yep.
For the entire time he was here. And now if you're the US and you look at like the Paramount promo and you're like, who are these guys?
I know.
It's
Who
like
do they
Bala
show?
and
you know something funny
Bala
though?
and McKenny.
Yeah, I was about to say the funny thing is McKenny's a big
Bala and
thing.
McKenny.
McKenny was a
McKenny does
big
not
thing
even
because he's
with us.
American.
It's like him in our jersey from last season.
That's pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
Wow,
No,
that's
I
bad.
mean that's FIGC in a nutshell. I mean,
Well, I mean, look at the staff they have over there too. Like, I mean, the Serie A staff. It's like with like outside of one or two people, but like their Paramount Plus staff is just kind of like mid.
yeah.
It's like if they picked up Dash to go.
Yeah, it's like literally honestly. It's like if Paramount or CBS calls me like, "Hey, Dash, you want to go talk and cover Serie A?" I'm not really much of a journalist. No, it's totally fine.
Honestly, I think you could do a little better than some of them.
They're gonna be like
I meant to trash Dash, and he just rolled with
not a
it.
requirement to work here.
Like, let's be honest, man. Because, like, for example, if you look at CBS with how they do the Champions League, Europa League coverage, or like the Champions League coverage is, in my opinion, I think they have the best squad for the Champions League. You have Carragher that does nothing, and you have Micah Richards that gets cooked, and you have Thierry Henry that does the weird like smile thing where his like lips like jerk up and down like that. Yeah, and then you have Kate Abdo that just roasts the entire squad. Like that's actually entertaining. But and then it's like I look at Serie A, I think like maybe Bonetti and then Mike Grella, I think, are like the two guys that actually know, like, actually bring content value.
Yeah, Patrice Evra was pretty entertaining. I think he was on that like CBS. Was that the Paramount Plus interview?
The show, maybe
just cursing and shit. Like it was pretty funny.
I think that in terms of the CBS staff, I really like Aaron West. I think that his takes are really good. If you looked at he did a lot of the Women's World Cup coverage for them and was amazing. I think that he actually has really good takes. I personally do not like Matteo Bonetti at all. I cannot, like, maybe as a pundit, like listening to him like in between shows, but as an announcer during matches, he's god awful.
See, I'm used to him from his ESPN days where he was just more so a pundit than a commentator. So I think that might be a little bit of my bias because, like, Matteo,
No, I
he's
mean, like,
followed Serie A.
I feel like I've heard him say like it's not just like I'm just using Locatelli as an example, or like, but Locatelli will make a mistake and he'll be like, "Yeah, Locatelli's really struggling this season." Blah 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 blah. 5 minutes later, he makes a great pass and he's like, "Yeah, this has been a great season for Locatelli." And I'm like, "But you just did it."
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm just for me, it's like again like ESPN. Like I'm used to him and Gab Marcotti talking, so that's why I'm like, okay, that it's like like back then. That's the only kind of conversation you would have because like even on Paramount and ESPN, they never will bring on a Juventino unless it's Del Piero, and Del Piero only come on for Champions League stuff.
Well, that's why I like Aaron West is a Juventino. Aaron West is a Juventino, but the thing is that what I don't understand about punditry surrounding Serie A and announcers surrounding Serie A, like it's so sexy to be anti-Juventino right now. It's like the sexiest thing.
I mean, you even have Juventino going to the Champions League final wearing interscarves, ironically.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing here?
I know.
Dude, we're Juventus. Like, you either love us or you hate us. That's it.
And I get that, but like that needs. But at the same time, it's like you would think if you watched Paramount's coverage of Serie A that Juve has the least amount of fans in Italy.
Yeah.
And that of all the clubs in Serie A, that we have the lowest number of fans. When in terms of fans in Italy and fans internationally, we dwarf every other club.
Which again, like, and the thing is like Juventus is the only club in the entire world that has an English and an Italian Twitch that did an English and Italian Twitch show. So it's like Milan doesn't do that, Inter doesn't do that, but like this is the one thing I don't understand, and this is what kind of irritates me now because of the stupid Plus Valencia stuff, they've essentially made an entire new younger generation of fans think that we're cheaters, even though that we're not. And
well,
it's
yeah, because nobody remembers Calciopoli anymore.
Yeah, nobody remembers that anymore. So it's like, when we started turning a corner, bringing in a lot more younger fans because of Dybala, Ronaldo, and like the 9 Scudetti, now it's like, because what irritates me.
Well, we broke them in 06 when they were strong. We have to break them again because God forbid we get overtaken by Juventini.
I know, like, and that's one of those things where it's just like you think about it, and it's so dumb, and it's like one thing that I never understood about Paramount is why do they market the hell out of Inter and AC Milan? Like those
there you
are
have
the
it.
first.
There you have it.
Like
That's your answer right there.
Like
well, Bonetti is a huge
Milan fan. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, he's a huge Milanista.
Yeah, no, I know that. But like, it just surprises me where it's like, like Aaron's a Juventino, but you barely see Aaron. Like, I mean, Aaron's mostly on the Golazzo show. He's not really on the.
What's his name? The Marco Messina is a Juventino. You'd never know it.
You'd never know it.
You'd never know it. You'd never know it if you watched IFTV too.
Wow. Yeah, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't really.
I don't
watch
as much. I don't have time anymore. That's what sucks.
I don't have time. I don't have time to listen to people talk about other Italian clubs. Like I watch as much Juve content as I can get my hands on.
Yeah.
If my Italian was stronger, I'd watch more of the Italian guys. But I can't. I don't have time to listen to somebody speak for 45 minutes about how great.
I just usually listen to Juve content. Like as soon as I heard there was like a group of Juventini, I was like happy. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So I was like, I just learned.
Are you where are you located?
I live in Tampa, Florida, like in the Tampa Bay area.
So there is there's a new official fan club. I think that is Central Florida. That might be.
Oh yeah, I do follow them. I did follow them on Insta and Twitter. Yeah, I think it's Orlando.
If I'm not mistaken, going to be official this season.
That's awesome.
So I highly recommend reaching out to them, joining their fan club. Everybody that's watching, if you're not a member of an official fan club and there's one near you, I'm not just saying this as a JOFC president. Like, I also genuinely believe it. I mean, like, look, 2 of my groomsmen at my wedding I met because of my fan club.
Well, that's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome.
So,
well, that's the main reason I started following these guys was because it was like, I had no one to really talk about Juventus like that. Like I have my my nephew and like some friends, but no one really cares about Juventus like I do. Like they have their own
But you
team.
know, that's
And outside of here, like some of my friends, it's like a roast. It's like a battle because like I said, I love them to death, but they're Interisti, so it's like a Comedy Central roast. Like we're constantly like destroying each other. And then like you have Milanisti, and it's literally like a battle royale. Like
yeah, and that's the sad part, to be honest with you, because it's like I hate being like, oh, everybody hates us, but like we don't
Yes,
get
Yusef,
enough.
there is a fan club in London, Londra Bianconera. They are a bunch of absolute beauties. Highly recommend finding those guys. They meet at the Three Kings pub in London, I believe.
Awesome.
Don't quote me on that, but you can find Londra Bianconera on social media. And those guys, they also go to a lot of games. So if you are London based, Yusef, I would check them out. Definitely.
Yeah, and kind of going on to it, it's like it's kind of sad because, like, for example, if you look at like the 4 communities on social media when it comes to Juventus content, you got Beppe, who's essentially Don Beppe, the godfather of Juve content. Then you have all Juve cast, Bianconeri Zone, and us. And like, to be honest with you, I don't consider IFTV like a Juve friendly space. You go to IFTV
No,
and you
it's
say you're
not.
Juventino, they absolutely like roast you there.
Well,
I feel like it's more like a Milanisti.
It's
if
yeah,
anything.
they it's like nobody if sitting around that table that they have, you never see anybody wearing a Juve jersey. Really.
No. And then,
like I said, because it's sexy to hate Juve right now.
It is, and the thing is, it's like, for example, even if you comment on like an IFTV post or something like that, like you'll be like, "Oh, cry Juventino," and it's like, really, like that's supposed to be a community for Serie A, and all you guys, like literally everyone there dunks on Juventino.
Might as well be the
Listen,
anti-Juventino community.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
It's
It
like
is
the
what
one.
it is.
It's like the one few spaces that I've seen Milanista and Inter Milan fans team up on something, and that's just a dunk on a Juve fan.
We have 34, 36 titles. We're like twice as many titles as they are. They get chirpy. They're mad. This is what happens.
They ain't us.
Exactly, dude. I was thinking the same exact thing. The interview, like I literally quote that from those guys all the time. It's seriously, they hate us because they ain't us.
Dude,
And then it's like Milanisti go on this tangent about winning the Champions League. I'm like, okay.
How about any in the NYC community? Yo, you're talking to the president of the NYC fan club right now, buddy. All right. Juventus official fan club Empire State. Juventus Club Empire State on all of our socials.
I'll follow you guys, yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah.
signups are rolling out soon for new members. We have a cool member bundle this year, which is going to include an awesome DOP kit and a custom enamel pin like one of these guys that's going to be probably similar to this pin right here, just an actual enamel pin. So we're all really excited about that.
So Dave says, do you guys know that Football Daily YouTube channel, all the presenters there literally laugh and call us cheaters besides the guy, Doogie, who says, you realize they were second before the farce deduction?
I'm going to go back to what I keep saying. It's sexy to hate Juve right now. If you're Euro Football Daily, like those guys, they cover almost every club in Europe with a little bit more kind of centered around the Premier League. From what I've noticed, because they're based in England. But it's just sexy to hate Juve. Like people just read Gazzetta, which really should only be used at this point to housebreak puppies. And so I think, Dave probably has a subscription.
CNN of like literally crapping on Juve. Like that's all they really do.
But the thing is though, they've gotten it to like American or English speaking content creators. So like, for example, Caroline Schwed made a reel about it. She's like, oh, Juve getting busted for cheating. What else is new? And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Jesus
Christ. But that's just the rhetoric, right? So it's easy. It's easy. It gets the clicks. That's all it's about, right?
Well, I feel like as Juventini, like we've been kind of forced to become like more educated about football in general, because we've been like, whoa, are we really cheating? Like I need to verify if this is true or not. Because
we have a target on our backs, so we constantly have to be on our toes, like, to prove everybody wrong. And on top of that, you got the Interistis, Milanistis, And
I
then
mean,
you got
we're
the
talking
Ronaldo
about guys
thing.
that celebrate a Scudetto that they didn't even deserve because they were in third place. Like, what are we talking? They still celebrate that. If Man City, okay, like goes down and they give Inter this Champions League, I shit you not, they will have a fucking parade in Milan.
Oh yeah.
That is like an eternal L if that ever happens for them. Like if
Dude,
they
that
ever
whole
celebrate that.
club is an eternal L. Like, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, clip that. Okay, like.
Ready, bro. You're ready for war.
No.
Who wants
This
to
is my
smoke?
thing. This is my thing this season. Like, I understand the whole concept of Lo Stilo Juve. Like, we don't get into the fights. We don't get into the arguments. We're nice. I am personally ready for villain era Juve. That's what I am for. I'm villain era Juve. I'm ready to like be the club that everybody hates, and you let the hate flow through you. It fuels me. It gives me power. All of the hate
like,
you have for us, like you are just building my strength.
He's like, look at me. I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. I'm the bad guy now.
That's like literally the Goku Black version of this, man.
No, for real.
Just straight Vegeta.
But like you're not wrong though, because like you know how many times people were like so there's a couple of things. So like for example with Italy absolutely bowing out of the Nations League, people are like, you know, you have to be sick to be enjoying the fall of Calcio like this. I'm like, no, I'm you know, I'll send a picture of myself in a hospital bed. I don't care. I'm enjoying every minute of it. Or like my favorite is you know, because of all the, you know, the European losses, they're like, oh, well, you know, we should be better people higher than that because, you know, Calcio is more important. I'm like, bleep
Where
Calcio.
were you when we were like, you guys were celebrating when we lost to Barca. You guys were celebrating when we lost to Real. Like, where was that sentiment when we were on top?
You know what also pissed me off was with Evra, like saying that like we got to support Inter, and I felt like that was a completely
he's a Manchester United.
Yeah, exactly, because he comes from like that Red Devil like blood, and I'm like, bro, just at least say that, but don't say, oh, we got to support Italy because I'm with Inter. Like that's bullshit. No, that's a horrible take.
Speaking of this, I saw this meme where it's like, look, it was Bart playing chess against three people. Did y'all see that one?
No.
Where it's like, look at that kid. He's playing three games of chess at the same time, and it was like Serie A, and then it pans over to them. It's like checkmate, and he lost all 3 games. Like, oh.
Well, you know what? I hate to tell you, but karma's a bitch.
It is.
And I mean, what's hilarious to me is all these Interista like, we're back. I'm like, no, you're not. Have you looked at your money? They're about to sell your club for like €5 because you're in so much debt.
But we're back.
But Calcio is back, guys. But Calcio is back. You know what? Calcio is going to be back when you have 5 or 7 players on the national team that are Juventini. When Juve is so strong that we strike fear into the names, into every club where they count, they're going to have 2 losses at least in the season because they're going to play Juve twice. That's when Calcio is going to be back, because you know what's going to happen is other clubs are going to go, oh shit, this is the standard we have to live up to. We need to start matching this. We need to start making more deals like Juve. We need to start doing more things like Juve. The only reason Inter's strong is because they got the Juve coach, the Juve sporting director, and a bunch of ex-Juve players.
And not to mention the 2006 Calciopoli taking Patrice Vieira and Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
They did that back then. They did that back then. They did that now.
Also,
Arturo Vidal as well. Remember,
every time we bring up Calciopoli, we just have to say that the only reason that Inter was never in Serie B is because of a statute of limitation.
Yeah.
And the only evidence that actually exists as of right now on that case is against Inter. Is that documentation that came out after the statute of limitation. What they have against Moji is a phone call, okay, that was an illegal wiretap that was leaked by Moretti, who owned Inter and the phone company, okay, who is basically Moji saying, hey, yeah, all these refs in Serie A are bought off, so can you just like give us a guy that's like half decent at his job and is going to call a fair game? Thanks.
Did he
Like,
really
yeah.
say that?
Yeah, that's basically the call. He's
Is that
asking for coaches. What they claimed is that he was asking for coaches that would give favorable calls to Juve. But what he was actually doing was just saying, "Can you give us guys that know how to do their fucking jobs?" Because if you look back then, do you think that the reffing was bad against us now? It was bad against us then too. We were just tired of it, and we had a guy that was willing to stand up and say, "Hey, this is bullshit."
Okay, because I have to tell this to all my like other people, you know, whether it's like the rivals or other people for the Calciopoli. I'm like,
Pepe
listen,
has a really good video called
if the F,
Calciopoli for Dummies.
listen,
Use that as your.
no, my thing was like my analogy is like, okay, so if the FIGC and the refs really loved us, why are they always punishing us the hardest? Like if they claim that the refs love us and the refs are always on our side, I'm just saying is why do we always get the worst punishments out of any other
Solo
club?
rubare, you know? We only know how to cheat.
You cheat, but then like we get the worst punishments out of anybody. Like you think like literally like AC Milan had Berlusconi, a prime minister of Italy. Like, don't you think that's a little bit sus? Maybe
No, because it's not Juve.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that you have a sentiment, and this has to do with like, you know, I feel like this is my opinion. You have the Agnelli family, which in a lot of ways, through fiat, essentially, in my opinion, helped do the best PR campaign for Italy post World War II and Italy's involvement with, you know, being involved in the Axis alliance. Okay. And bringing Italy as a nation back into the forefront. Now, a lot of people at the time worked for fiat. So you don't necessarily like love your boss because he's this rich guy that goes around and does whatever he wants. And so you have this sentiment of people that also, because we did not have a stadium at the time and we played all over our home games, like we played 3 home games in Bergamo and we played 3 home games here and we played 3 home games in Salerno and we played 3 home games in Milano and we played 3 home games in Rome. Like, we did all these things, and so we garnered a good amount of support from all over Italy. And then you also have people that are working at the Fiat factory that might not be happy with the conditions that they worked in, so they take that out on the Agnelli family. And I think that there might be some of those sentiments that exist still today.
Okay.
And if you look at it, it's very much, you know, a lot of it is like an underdog thing. You know, as an American, as somebody who's not Italian even a little bit, but a diehard Juventino, like I don't get how half of it runs in Italy. Like it doesn't make sense to me. With a lot of like, it's almost like German bureaucracy without any point. So it's like, yeah, fill out form A, B, and C, and then we bring form A, B, and C, and they're like, you don't have form D? You need form D. I don't need any of these forms. Why did you tell me to fill out A, B, and C? Oh, well, you were annoying, so I wanted you to get out of here.
Oh shit!
Like this is their legal system. Yeah, basically, exactly. Makluf, like a fair referee is favoring Juve, but like I just keep going back. Has anybody seen what is it, The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know that scene when he throws the ball right into the nuts of the referee like 6 times and then gives him a wet willy and says like, okay, call a fair game from now on. I just wish one of our players would do that.
Especially the Salernitana game. My God. The one where like they disallowed it.
The FIGC's coming after us, but like they can't like there's no standards in the league. Like, you know, one of the first things the Premier League did when they kind of began their rise in I would say probably the early 90s, late 80s, when they started getting rid of a lot of the hooligan element and a lot of the really, really bad racism that existed in a lot of their stadiums, is they had a standardization of what the pitches had to be like. And that was one of the first things they did. And I mean, you guys could probably do an hour-long video on the amount of ACLs claimed by the Olympico.
Yes, I know. We call it the Reaper of ACLs.
But like, how is that okay? How is that allowed still? Like, you're not just costing the league money because you have you have the opportunity for some of your best players in the league, your biggest marketing assets in the league, to get injured. and to be out. So now, if let's say that happens to Ronaldo, okay, when we had Ronaldo, you then have all of these people that would not have been watching Serie A anyway. They're not going to watch because Ronaldo's injured. They're not going to come
And
watch.
I'm pretty sure all the Ronaldo fanboys would have burnt the Olympico to the ground.
I almost wish they did.
I also heard the Ronaldo fanboys constantly trash on Juve too. I've been hearing that so many times.
Oh, why wouldn't they?
But
We're the ex-girlfriend.
But the Lanza Stadium, it wasn't up to code when we opened up.
Dude, they actually opened an investigation because they thought that when Conte was penalized, that he had a secret tunnel from the skybox to the dressing room to give them messages at halftime. And they actually sent investigators to the stadium to make sure that it didn't exist.
No, I know. You know, the other thing too, when we opened up the stadium, they tried shutting the stadium for 6 months to say the concrete wasn't safe.
Meanwhile, literally the San Siro, if they're jumping in it, it sways because the concrete is deteriorating.
Or you go to the Maradona and you just fall through.
Oh, I call that the Stadio San Toto because it's a toilet.
Hey guys, I'm gonna head out because I gotta head to an event. But yeah, it was definitely a fun chat.
We'll see ya. We appreciate you hopping on.
Yes,
I'm
thank
just
you.
Glad to be a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for joining in.
Till next time.
Absolutely.
Next Saturday. We should honestly kill it off. It has been well over 2 hours, almost 2.5. Man, you guys
it was a great talk show.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. That's like,
No,
I didn't even see it. I just chilled by. Like I was a bystander, really. You guys just took it away. So that's good. That's what it's all about. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. We do have a busy Sunday though, as well. So we're getting into the F1 stuff tomorrow. 2 Eastern, I believe the race is. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. We're gonna stream it. I'm gonna stream it. Dash won't be there, but I'm gonna do, I guess, like an F1 for dummies, an F1 for whoever wants to join. I know a lot of people haven't really got into it yet, so it's kind of a bit of a push. David, I know you're definitely into it, so come join if you want and see how it goes. See how the F1 deal goes with that. But then afterwards, later in the evening, 6 Eastern, we're gonna be doing a show with the Lions Den Galatasaray podcast. Join us for both of those if you can. Dash, you got any parting words before we let our guests perhaps do an outro?
No, let the guests cook. Let the guests cook. I mean, hey, this is the second live show that call-in show that we've done where we've had 6 people in the room. So hey,
yeah,
tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell your moms, your dads. Hop in. It's silly season. Dave and I don't really want to talk that much. Let you guys do it. State your fantasies, some conspiracy theories. Just don't keep it hyper erotic. A little erotic, but not too much erotic.
Well, you keep bringing up Mauro Icardi, so like.
I mean, hey man, I'm just trying to give me some Wanda, okay? So like,
I don't know why, bro.
Why not? Just so I can mess with Icardi and say, hey, I stole your girl, just like how you stole Maxi Lopez's.
I mean, it doesn't seem worth it. It seems like more trouble than it's worth.
I just want to be the king of pettiness. Let me be the king of pettiness.
It works for them. Some people it just works.
It definitely worked when he was at Inter. I'll tell you that. Like,
that would have been hilarious.
This is so appropriate for an way for an Inter player to behave.
It is.
And then we got Dusan over here. It's like, show me your ways.
Dusan to me, I just don't like him. I'm sorry. Personality-wise, I don't like him.
I feel like Dusan's probably a simp.
He is.
Probably
I feel like
the guy. He probably like DMs girls on Instagram, like,
"Hey, I am striker for Juventus."
Yeah. Do you know the club?
You know the club?
You want I fly you to Torino?
Yeah, it's like he's the guy that says I'll have her home at 8 p.m. and Moise Keane's the guy that they call daddy.
Yeah, I'll have her home by 8 p.m. and she comes home by herself at 6:30 telling her dad, yeah, no, it wasn't worth it.
Nah, he missed.
Nah, he went in for a kiss and then he got all mad that I didn't kiss him back. And
no,
then...
he got mad that I went far post instead of near post and just absolutely lost it. And then she's like, and then I told him, "Are you right-handed?" And he said he can only use his left.
We're back to that. Sam's not even here.
I touched him and he just collapsed to the ground. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, for some reason his adductor just showed up and his adductor was gone.
Yeah. He showed up in a wheelchair and it was kind of weird.
So much hate, guys. So much hate. All right, who's doing the outro?
You guys do it. I'm good. I'm straight. Fine, I'll do it. Whatever.
There you go.
Listen, the only thing I have to say is find and join your local JOFC.
You know there's one in North Carolina?
I don't know if there's one in North Carolina, but you can go on the Juve website and under fans there is a official fan club tab, and you can actually see every official fan club worldwide and in North America. Guys, there's Juve communities out there that you could be a part of that you don't have to just experience on the internet. You can watch games with other people. Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We all need the community on the internet, but also it's more fun to watch games with some other people that you can actually celebrate together when there's a goal and not just scare your dog.
Why are we losing subscribers? Guys, what are you doing?
But yeah, join your local JOFC. You could interact with maniacs like myself. Not all of them are maniacs like myself, but some of them are. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then, guys, if you're in the Chicago area, the president of that fan club is our own host that loves you the most. Farhad is the president of that fan club as well, and I believe it's called the Claudio Marchisio Club.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
So it is new. So it officially did launch. So, guys, if you're in the Chicago area and you want to see the host that loves you the most, he is there. So check him out, guys. And time to end this bad boy because it is 2 hours and 25 minutes. Holy shit. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for tuning in for this call-in show. Again, guys, do the old house favors. Like, subscribe, send it to your cat and dog so we can get some more viewers. Again, if you guys want to get in on it, you don't need a camera. You can come in like Bones, microphone it up, state your piece, state your take. Don't worry, guys. Misak won't bite you, so don't be afraid and intimidated of him. He licks. He doesn't bite. But anyways, guys, we will catch you tomorrow for the doubleheader. Dave will open up with Formula One, and then him and I will come back and talk to you about Galatasaray and stealing a Icardi from Galatasaray. Thanks, guys. Dave, backdrop, anything?
No, I'm done. I'm done, guys. Thanks, everyone. We will see you tomorrow.